Hello. I have taken a gotten water, Hi, it's me again. um, so, uh, I'd like to make a formal apology to you this winter. I feel really bad still, but, his whole little character arc was really good. Though there's still so much that's like, what do we do? Like, there's so much question as to who the red raincoat person is. Because I can't picture anyone I feel like it could be. I don't know. Still in the beginning. No, sorry, hold on, give me a sec. What the fuck? I peeped at a Let's Play for Investigations 2, because I get curious. Of course I don't look at spoilers or anything. No, I'm not sick. Are you sick? But I did look at like the time for each video, right? And get like an estimate about how much time is left in the case. And it seems like we're actually halfway through, if what I'm thinking is correct, which would be good. So I'm hoping that's the case, because yesterday's stream was long. So, right, I have zero theories. Actually, I know nothing. Man, I'm trying to think, do I summarize what was even happening? So right, so we just finished case 4, right? And case 5 picks up like exactly after that. Case 5, isn't it in the title? And then right, we walk out and we find that the president of Junfa has been murdered in a giant hoof print of a supposed monster kaiju Taurosaurus type of creature. Right? Bro. So, right? And Edgeworth's like, monsters aren't real, this is so silly, right? But Lada's like, oh my god, I swore I saw it when I was on the 51st floor. I saw its eye peeking through the window. Something. And you know, we still don't have an explanation for that yet. But our current theory as to how he died is that because of like the dent in the wall in that like construction area, and the fact that the Taurosaurus, like the old model Taurosaurus's horn, was broken off on the ground next to the president, right? And then like the actual model is on top of a trailer or something. And the current theory is that someone burned the table that the head was sitting on, causing the table legs to break and then the head to topple off the building and then like land on top of the president, and that's how he died. But again, it's kind of odd because the president doesn't have any visible wounds on him. Like, he's just kind of, you know, arms out, legs out, but like, and on the ground, and he is dead, right? But other than like some weird yellow dust on his chest, there's no other visible signs of injury. And if a giant head didn't land on you, killing you, that the way you would die would probably be from some kind of blunt force trauma. I don't know. But I feel like it would leave an impression on your body for sure. Right? Like, your body wouldn't appear to be fine afterwards. I don't know. Alright. So that's all we know about the president's murder, because we went off on a slight side tangent. Well, sort of, not really. But, what's his name again? What is the kid's name? Sean Fenn. Sean Fenn, who is a young actor, 13 years old, is acting in the currently in production Tyrannosaurus movie, which is what Global Studios is filming at the location where the president of Jinfa died, right? He gets kidnapped. He disappears, and it turns out his kidnapper is I believe the person in the red coat who has kidnapped Sean in order to get Judge Gavel to give Fifi Lagarde a not guilty verdict, right? So we aren't sure of the Red Raincoat's motivations behind this. For now, it just seems like they're doing it for shits and giggles. But there was an actual plan to kidnap Sean Fenn that was not orchestrated by the Red Raincoat guy, but orchestrated by Excelsius Winter, right? Who told his men in black to kidnap Sean Fenn, right? But his men in black messed up because all he did was ask a young boy if he knew who Excelsius Winter was. The young boy says yes, and oh no, not Excelsior, sorry. If he knew who Judge Gavel was, the young boy says yes, and they kidnap him and throw him into a closet, and the young boy is Eustace Winter, so he accidentally kidnaps his own son, basically. Yeah. Yes, and also, the reason why they were even targeting Sean is because Sean is apparently Judge Gavel's kid, which is highly debatable because Sean is 13 and Judge Gavel is 26. So I highly doubt she had a kid at 13 years old. So they're probably related some other way than like directly a child of Judge Gavel. But I don't know. She says that he's her son, but we haven't heard Sean talk about Gavel at all, honestly. So we don't know anything yet. But yeah. Anyway, so the Red Raincoat guy blackmails Judge Gavel to try and give Fifi Lagarde a not guilty verdict, while Excelsius Winter is literally doing like the same thing. So but I don't know, like I guess they like I don't know. So so the kidnapper guy who kidnaps Sean Fenn, he what is it? He puts him in a box near like the garbage disposal area, and when the garbage truck came through, it picked up the box and brought him over to the dump where the kidnapper would intercept the garbage people and take the box back, right? Because there was a police station at the entrance to the big building, so whoever the kidnapper was in that situation, they couldn't, openly kidnap a child in front of the police. So they brought him to the dump, right? We didn't actually go there, but Kay and Gumshoe went there to find Sean, while we went to the courthouse. We bust through the door, finally on the other side of things. We're not the attorneys sitting at their desks crying about how they can't do anything. We're the people running around because we don't have a proper job. I mean, okay. Okay. So, what else happened? We bullied Eustace. That's what else happened. Before we figured out where Sean was, we first found Eustace because we assumed that the guy who got kidnapped by the two men in black was Sean, you know, but it wasn't. And Eustace how to describe yeah. Poor kid's been through a lot. His dad told him a bunch of shit about how all his achievements that he's gotten so far, which he had assumed have been based on his own merit, are actually just paid for by his dad, or like were just, you know, part of his dad's connections. You know, like he told the teachers to give him extra points and like all the judges to like him and whatever. So it's like Eustace didn't really do anything on his own, and his own and his prodigy title was a farce, right? Yes, and then I also bullied him and got an achievement for it. How awful. Now that's a stain on my Steam page. Yeah. So Edgeworth tells Eustace, you have to believe in yourself, and like it seems like he takes on kind of a mentor role for Eustace, saying like, you know, now that you know the truth about your dad, you know, like what are you gonna do? Do you still want to be a prosecutor? And was that your decision, right? And Eustace was like, no, I do want to be a prosecutor, but his like final conclusion was like, I want to be a prosecutor different from my dad. And he had a scene where we're trying to determine we're trying to prove that Excelsius threw away the evidence for Fifi Lagarde's case, because by the way, Fifi Lagarde and Excelsius Winter know each other for some reason from a case 12 years ago. So, so Excelsius Winter was trying to get Fifi Lagarde not guilty, even though she's clearly guilty. And he had threw away all the evidence because Eustace was the prosecutor on that case, and he had given his evidence to his dad because at that point, why wouldn't he? In his mind, he didn't think he was doing anything wrong, you know. And so Excelsius had essentially threw all the evidence into the landfill, and Eustace went digging through the landfill in order to try and find any of the remaining evidence, and which he did. He found Canis's bell from his chisel, but the actual chisel and also the knife that was used to kill Knight are gone. I don't know where they are, or if they're just completely destroyed and disappeared, but what what Eustace found was that was that the bell, which was covered in newspaper, had a handprint on it, which pointed to Excelsius's very intricately designed gloves, and and ultimately did him in that way, you know. So it was a nice little poetic ending because it was a piece of evidence that Eustace had found on his own, you know, without any external help. That was all him, baby. You could see me today. I don't know, can you? Oh my god, I have to put the stuff back on. Ooh. Okay. Alright, so, forget how I can... I guess I just position myself in the same way. Alright. Bruh. Okay, anyway. Finally, a coherent summary. Actually, wasn't even coherent. It was pretty coherent. It's fine. I think that's where we left off. Right. So the whole 12-year case is still a mystery that we know nothing about, and so I'm guessing we'll go into that later because it seems like Excelsius and Fifi Lagarde both have a role in 12 years ago, as well as the Red Raincoat person, because they were the one who wrote that note that Kay didn't write. So, but in the note that Kay did not write, they did write something. It's like, so now you can get revenge for like something 12 years ago, you know? So, something in that regard. Oh, right, and also, sorry, I totally forgot about Agent Long. Oh my god. Whoops. Apologies, man. Okay, right. Agent Long is around. He shows up at the beginning and at the end again to sort of bring up the case 12 years ago, which also involved him and his family, I think. And it was sort of the thing that changed their mind on the president of Gen 5, I think. Yeah. Okay. Alright. His dad and the president. Yeah, exactly. April 6th, 2:52 p.m. Big building, empty lot. Could you maybe calm down a little? Calm down? No way, Jose. Not until y'all come clean. It's for your own good, dang it. Our interpreted reporters refuse to give up, even in the face of repeated stonewalling from the crew. Look, you ladies need to stop harassing these people, or I'll have to. You cops sure got a lot of nerve. Y'all are the ones who let Tyrannosaurus run wild. Hoping to hide the fact that they bred this menace themselves, the staff cling desperately to their story. Look, we're really not breeding anything. This is a movie set. Says the gal who told me she done seen Gordy with her own dang eyes. Sure, I saw something, but that doesn't mean we're keeping monsters here. Lana points to the soup behind them. Then what the fuck do you call that then? Alright, break it up. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. And Sean. Y'all on the trail of this here monster infestation too, huh? No, we're on the trail of a criminal. Lon Z says, the darkness of a criminal's heart can sometimes be compared to a monster. That is to say, a killer is no different from a monster, really. Agent Long, this is highly irregular, sir. We can't allow members of the public onto the crime scene. These people are important witnesses. I need them to be here. Well, Agent Long, here we are. Where do you intend to begin? Let's start by summing up the facts. President Wan's body was discovered here this morning. He hadn't been since the night before last. Yes, he slipped off without his bodyguards noticing, if I remember correctly. So, he was missing for over a day. And the last person to see him alive was you, Judge Gamble, on the roof of the big building. I like how the milk is sweating too.
Why did the two of you arrange to meet?
I'm sorry, but I can't say.
Like how they're echoing. What the fuck? Not even to defend yourself from an accusation of murder.
Why? Why can't you just tell us? Please, Judge Gavel, we're trying to help you.
Huh, she can't say because she'll only incriminate herself more. I know you had something to do with the president's murder, and I'm gonna prove it.
You said yourself that the body was only found this morning. How do you explain the time that passed between Judge Gavel's meeting with the president and then?
That's exactly what I'm hoping we're about to find out. I'm particularly interested in what happened last night. But why don't you tell us exactly how it all went down, Sean Penn?
Me?
We know you were here on the set last night.
You were, Sean?
We have testimony from the woman over there, and forensic evidence from the footprints that proves it.
You came back to run your lines, right? What? You were spying on me? I'm sorry. I was just making sure you were okay. It was late. I was worried about you. How many times do I have to tell you? I don't need you to worry about me.
Oh! Oh my god.
Sean, that's no way to talk to an adult. She was trying to look out for you. Apologize this instant.
Sorry.
I've told you before, I won't have you speaking to people that way.
Wow, this is a whole new Judge Gavel. Mom Judge Gavel. Seems she's just as strict with her son as she is with those who break the law. I'm gonna make myself a little smaller. Okay. Pavloved with the gavel.
Are you listening to me? If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. You must. Hmm? And I want you to remember that, alright?
She just kept talking.
Can we get on with the investigation now?
Oh, of course. Forgive me.
I don't think I've ever seen her so passionate about anything. I guess Judge Gavel the mother will take a little getting used to. Are we to understand that you're accusing Sean of being involved somehow, Agent Long?
I just want the truth. I need to know why the president was killed. And by who. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to find out.
I guess it makes sense for him to be so determined. The president was practically family to him. Alright, Sean, perhaps you could tell us what happened last night.
Fine by me. I've got nothing to hide.
Okay. About last night.
I had a bad day yesterday. Messed up a couple of takes. We were scheduled to shoot the same scene again today. So I thought I'd put in some extra practice, and that's what I did. It's that simple. It's not like I haven't done it before. It was fine. Nothing happened. You've been rehearsing late at night again. But when I called you yesterday evening, Sean, you said you were at the hotel.
You called him? Around what time?
It must have been 11 p.m. or thereabouts. It's one of our rules. When Sean stays away from home, we have to speak every night. Yeah, well, I wasn't at the hotel. I was here on set. So you lied to me.
This feels like if you go over to your friend's house and like, or well, you know, their parents' house, and then their parents and your friend get into a fight, and you're just standing emoji on the side.
Sorry. Ooh, now she's mad. I think it's kind of amazing how hard he wants to work on his acting, though.
Nonetheless, a parent can't help but worry. Her child alone late at night. Anything could happen to him. Like murder. And indeed it did. he got himself entangled in this case.
But he said nothing happened, right?
He did. Although I can't help but wonder if he was telling the truth. Grab their pet for safety. About last night. Okay, I had a bad day yesterday, messed up a couple of takes.
Hold it!
A bad day. Could you elaborate a little?
What, I have to spell it out for you? It was just bad, okay? What do you think? Did he drink too much milk, maybe? How did you... I mean, no, nothing like that.
Sean's... what if Sean keeps drinking milk but Sean is lactose intolerant? but all he wants is to grow taller? So it might be more accurate to say that his stomach had a bad day.
Oh, I thought milk was supposed to be good for your digestion. Shut up, we're done talking about that. The point is, I messed up those takes.
We're scheduled to shoot the same scene again today.
Hold it!
So you wanted to rehearse your lines in preparation for the reshoots?
Yeah, I caused enough trouble for everybody messing things up the first time around. I wasn't about to do that again. I'm a pro.
One can only admire his dedication, and his sense of responsibility to his co-workers. He had a bad day. You had a bad day. You had a bad day. You had a bad day.
Sean takes his work so seriously. He's a real inspiration to everybody. Even the takes he said he messed up, it wasn't like there was actually a problem. He just wanted to make them as good as they can be. He always says that even a tiny bit better is... Shut up! Why do you always have to say stuff people don't need to hear? Oh, sorry, Sean.
You can maybe work on his people skills a little more. Don't dot me.
Anyway, as I was saying...
So I thought I'd put in some extra practice, and that's what it did. It's that simple.
Hold it!
Sean, about what you just said.
How many times have I made you promise? If you're going to rehearse on your own, you have to tell me. I know.
Well, that little outburst rather stole my thunder. Let me ask again. How about what you said?
I think it's pretty cool though, Sean.
What? More interruptions?
It's all the hours of practice that make you the best you can be, little by little by little. I'm the same. I went from small-time thief to average thief, and before I knew it, greatness beckoned. But now that I finally made it, I'm not about to stop doing my best, and neither should you.
May I continue? Now, Sean, do you often rehearse alone? Finally, I got my question out without being interrupted. It's like I haven't done before. It was fine. Nothing happened.
Hold it!
Are you sure about that?
What do you mean? Of course I'm sure. It was just a regular evening. Nothing out of the ordinary. Huh? A regular evening? How do you say that? Someone was...
Okay, he's just a child. You mustn't be too hard on him. Nothing happened. Really?
Nothing to do with the case anyway. At least, that's what it sounds like he wants us to believe. But wait, don't we have some evidence related to what happened last night?
We do. And we also don't have time to be humoring the lies of a child. Let's use what we have to point out the contradiction in his testimony. I think it's, this. No, not this. This. No, not this. This! There we go. Because when he was rehearsing, that footprint was already there. Sorry.
Objection!
Oh, foolish child. Nothing happened. I'm sorry, but you're lying. Yes. This proves it beyond a doubt.
Wait, that's... How did you...
That's right. Your rehearsal tape.
Gah.
What? You have video footage from last night?
We do. And if you watch it, you'll see that it was no ordinary evening.
There's a footprint there already.
There it is. And I'm not sure that's an everyday sight, even on a film set.
Sean, why would you keep this from me?
No reason. Liar. That stuff may work on your mommy, kid, but it's not gonna work on me. Why did you hide the tape?
Sean, you have to tell us.
You?
Look, I just didn't want anybody to see me rehearsing, okay? I don't like it.
So, you were embarrassed. Is that it?
Yeah. What's so weird about that?
That's why you didn't hand over the vital evidence?
Sean, how could you?
Yeah!
Oh, give me a break. You know about it now, don't you? Sure, the footprint was there, but I just ran my lines and went home. That was it.
What? And nothing about the giant monster footprint struck you as weird? It's giant! It's a giant monster footprint!
On the set of a giant monster movie. It's not like there isn't all kinds of other weird stuff around here. I don't buy it for a second. Chief, there's something hinky about this kid, as sure as I'm standing right here.
Thanks, Skippy, there is. He's hiding a scoop under them horns, or my name isn't Lotta Hart.
Shut up, both of you. I'm done talking.
No, you're not.
What?
The footprint isn't the only strange thing about last night. What other unusual occurrence happened yesterday evening? The murder? I don't... I don't know. So many things. Maybe someone breaking the lock?
Take that!
Nope. Okay. This piece of evidence points to something else strange happening yesterday evening.
It does? What?
You don't see it? No surprises there, I guess. You're still only a child.
Says the guy who clearly thinks like one. Get that junk out of my face.
No, I must have messed up somehow.
You need to think back over everything that happened yesterday one more time.
We do. I'm not about to let that boy mock me again.
Seriously? I think you have more important things to be getting upset about right now, don't you? Come on, what happened last night again? You have to think.
The head falling off? The murder? Like, I don't know. What do they want me to say? Okay, the head falling off. The model of Tyrannosaurus's head fell from the roof. That trailer. Oh my god. Fell from the roof of that trailer last night. Did you expect us to believe that you knew nothing about that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that so?
I told you, I ran my lines, I went home, that was it. What do I know about some stupid falling head? Or are you saying you can prove I know something?
Sadly not. It's entirely possible that the head fell after Sean left.
No proof, huh? Then this conversation is over.
Something tells me he doesn't want to talk about last night any more than is absolutely necessary. What is he hiding?
Hold it right there.
What is it, Agent Long?
So it's just as I thought. Thanks, Mr. Prosecutor. This footage of yours backs up my theory nicely.
What? There was something else on that tape?
Yep, look closely. See the costume up in the top left?
Oh yeah, the Tyrannosaurus suit.
Something's different. Do you see it?
I'm not sure. He's just kind of hanging out and looking a little saggy. Oh, and the zipper on his back is done up tight.
The zipper. Huh? That's...
Yeah. I guess you all see it now, right? On the tape, the zipper is wide open. Why? Because somebody's inside the suit, that's why.
What?
Mr. Powers, that zipper. What can you tell us about it? Oh, well, we always close it up tight when the suit isn't in use.
That's right, Mr. Prosecutor. Do you remember something else I said not long ago? Let me refresh your memory.
What if your friend Gavel pushed the person off the big building the night before last? Came down here to the movie set and hit the bodies. Oh. Sorry. Drinking water. Came down to the movie set and hit the body somewhere. Here, but where? There's all kinds of stuff here. Costumes, equipment, you can hide it anywhere. Then come back a day later. Last night, in other words, and take it out again. You're saying the body could have been hidden in the Tarasaurus suit?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is that right, Gavel? You pushed the president off the roof, just like I said. Then you hid his body inside that costume.
Is nobody talking about how he would be meat paste if he fell off the roof for real? That's 51 stories! Oh my god.
He hid it in the costume.
I most certainly did not.
Protest all you like. I'm not gonna believe you. You're the only person who could have done this.
I thought we already proved that would have been impossible. The movie set was locked at that time. There's no way Judge Gavel would have been able to get in here.
What if she had an accomplice?
What?
I got a little theory for you. I think you're gonna like it.
Oh, because Sean was there, he let her in. Mother and child murder. Is Agent Law okay?
What if Sean was waiting down here when Gavel pushed the president off the roof? If the two of them were working together, the problem with the lock goes away. Then they worked to hide the body together too, by dragging it over to the Tarasaurus suit and stuffing it inside.
You think the murder was really that carefully planned?
It was the assassination of a world leader. It could only have been carefully planned.
To suggest that Sean could have been involved in this, it's unthinkable.
You're my prime suspect. What makes you think I'm gonna listen to a word you say?
But what about motive? What reason would either of them have to kill President Wong?
Who knows? But we'll find out soon enough. She was the last one to meet with him, and she won't tell us why. Pretty darn suspicious, even you have to agree with that.
Ellipses. Judge Gavel, I don't suppose I can convince you to share any more details.
My apologies, but that is the one thing I cannot do. However, rest assured, should that ever change, you'll be the first to know. So please, you
have to believe me? Yeah, murderers have a habit of saying that. What about you, kid? Any weak excuses to offer? If so, now's the time to get them off your chest.
I have nothing to say to you. I'm innocent.
Both as tight-lipped as each other, huh? Let me guess. You're still gonna try and stick up for them?
It's true. Judge Gavel's actions certainly make her seem suspicious, but nothing she has told us amounts to a motive for murder, or even the suggestion of one.
No, and like I said, I'm leaving motive aside for now. For the moment, I'm focusing on means and opportunity. And for my money, these two have to be working together for their little plot to succeed.
What if Sean was waiting down here when Gavel pushed the president off the roof?
Hold it!
You're seriously suggesting that a child could have been an accomplice in this murder?
Look at him, he's still in elementary school. There's no way a kid that young would be involved in something like this.
Okay, he's actually...
I think I mentioned that he's in junior high, right?
Lonzi says, "Pity no wolf, be he cub or grizzled elder. It doesn't matter how young he is. If he's guilty, he's guilty, and he'll be treated as such."
Wow. Wolf cubs have it hard, huh? Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if he fell off a 51-story building, he would be a pile of mush at the bottom. Like I totally, like, he wouldn't be intact, you know what I mean? Something would be broken. he wouldn't have his body lying there, you know, and like, as if, and have no external injuries at all. What? That's just stupid. Come on. Agent Long's like, yeah,
She pushed him off, but before she did, she gave him a parachute. Surprised at you, Mr. Prosecutor. You're saying he deserves mercy just because of his age?
of course not. I'm saying that there's no way he did this, and I'm going to prove it to you.
I look forward to it, but be warned, I'm only just getting warmed up.
Feather falling? If the two of them were working together, the problem of the lock goes away.
Hold it!
Goes away how exactly?
I thought you might try this, but you and I both know exactly how. Let me make it nice and simple for you. First, she pushes the president off the roof.
Pushes. Okay, already not liking this theory.
Then the kid opens the combination lock, because he knows the code.
Yep. Kid opens code, knows lock, gotcha.
Okay, the other way around.
And that's it. It's that simple. No more lock to worry about. No more objections about her not being able to get in because she didn't know the code.
That'll explain away the problem of the lock, it's true. Thank you for your clear and incisive explanation, Agent Long. Please, continue.
I will. And hopefully this next part will shut you up for good.
They then work to hide the body together, too. Oh, yeah.
Hold it!
But if the two of them were working together, why would they need to hide the body for a full day?
Not so fast!
Well, look at the situation right in front of you. Thanks to that little ruse, we're still puzzling over what they were up to even now. But if you let me speak, I can clear up this whole mess once and for all. Ready? Good. So like I was saying, they worked together to hide a body.
By dragging it over to the Tarasaurus suit and stuffing it inside.
Hold it!
The video footage doesn't show the inside of the suit. You can't say for certain that there was a body in there at the time, can you?
Maybe not, but we can take a look right now. Let's open it up and see what's inside. I put money on us finding proof that it was in there.
Do you mind if we examine the suit, Mr. Powers? Oh, not at all. Oops, wrong button. Sorry, I didn't mean to press that. Oh my god. Might be a little ripe, though. It gets pretty sweaty in there. Huh. It's filthy. Yeah, that's weird. I always clean it up pretty good. If you don't, it can get kind of moldy.
Not so fast!
In other words, what we're looking at is proof that somebody other than you used the costume. The dirt in there must have come from the body.
I guess the president was lying right in the middle of that footprint. He probably would have gotten pretty dirty.
Exactly. Well, everybody happy?
Inside the suit is covered with dirt. It must be from when the body was hidden there. Right, but the actual body itself doesn't have dirt on it.
Objection!
Tisk, tisk, tisk. So our assumption is that the inside of the suit is dirty because the dirt came from the body. Would it be safe to say that's the case?
Why? Is there a problem?
The part of the suit directly in front of the opening is particularly dirty.
Yeah, it really is.
But look at the victim. The area of his body that would have been in contact with that part of the suit isn't dirty at all. If the victim had been crammed in there, as you suggest, his chest would surely be covered in dirt.
Yeah, fine. So what's your explanation? How did all that dirt get inside there?
Based on the videotape, it may well have been somebody in the suit at the time. So who was it if it wasn't the president?
Come on, Kay, think. Where was it?
Is something the matter, Kay?
I've seen dirt like that somewhere else. I'm sure of it. I just can't think of where. Dirt with weird little gray bits in it.
Gray bits. She's right. There's something mixed in there.
And it's stuck to something else we looked at. There's lots of it.
Stuck to something we looked at. An item of evidence, maybe? It's probably worth checking. Because one of the items we found have a similar kind of dirt stuck to it. Well...
Take that!
As Kai pointed out, the dirt in the suit contained small flecks of something gray.
And?
We discovered similar flecks stuck to an item belonging to someone we recently had dealings with. The item in question being these gloves.
You're right. The dirt does look similar. But so what? What are you saying this stuff is? What exactly are these gray flecks of yours?
I believe the gray flecks are... concrete? Surely they're flecks of concrete.
Oh, like the little broken up bits around the footprints, you mean?
Exactly. And who did the gloves on which we found similar dirt and gray flecks belong to?
Chairman Winter! We found him in his garage.
That's right. We visited the garage at his home earlier today. And we found a pair of mechanic's gloves covered in dirt. And if I recall correctly, a sledgehammer and a shovel too. Why would a pair of mechanic's gloves be covered in dirt? I'll tell you why. Because somebody wore them while they used that hammer and shovel. They smashed through the concrete to the dirt below, staining the glove with both substances.
Wait, so you're saying...
Yes, and we finally know what these footprints really are. It seems highly likely that they were dug by Chairman Winter. Okay, but why the fuck?
Hardly likely. Huh. If that's so, then tell me this. Why the heck did he make them? What purpose could they possibly serve?
Why indeed. I imagine he must have been... digging something up? I think he must have been digging something up. I imagine events unfolded somewhat like this. There was something on this lot that he needed to unearth. In order to do so, he cut the chain on the side entrance and gained access from there. He then used a sledgehammer and shovel to dig the 3 footprints.
Dude.
When he found what he was looking for, he bagged it up and filled in all the holes.
But then Sean must have showed up, right?
I think he did, yes. Chairman Winter would have had to find a hiding place, and the Tarasaurus suit provided just that. Yeah, they're gonna build something here later, so.
You got all that from a pair of dirty gloves. It's good, but it's all just speculation.
So is your shit!
We don't have any proof that he was inside that suit. He could have dug those holes and gotten out of here before the kid even showed up.
But he didn't, and there's proof of that right there in the footage. It shows that Chairman Winter was still present when this recording was made.
What?
It's a shame that Agent Long didn't notice it himself. But if we compare the situation as we see it now, to the situation as it appears on Sean's rehearsal tape, and compare that in turn to what we saw in Chairman Winter's garage, it will soon become clear that the chairman was present, Oh, okay. I was like, it's probably the bag, right? But I don't remember seeing the bag in his garage. No, it was used to. A part of this image shows us that Cherry Winter was still here. The bag!
Take that!
The bag. Look at the bag next to the Taurosaurus suit. We saw the same bag in Chairman Winter's garage. The same bag, the dirt on the gloves. That has to indicate a connection, surely. I think that pretty much seals it. It was Excelsius Winter in the suit. And if he was in there, the president's body can't have been.
Yeah.
Good. It seems I've convinced Agent Lund of the flaws in his theory. Somebody get to Chairman Winter's house right away. We need to know what's in that bag.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Y'all done lost your minds? I can't believe what I'm hearing here. What is this hog's wheel?
This is all we need.
Them right there is Taurosaurus footprints, dang it. Ain't no holes dug by no old guy.
I think I've demonstrated more than adequately that that's exactly what they are.
Don't matter to me none what you just done did. I don't believe it, and that's that. I done told you all I seen that big bad bull with my own 2 eyes.
The giant eye peering in that window. I thought we'd gotten past that nonsense.
We ain't about to let that go. What kind of journalist would we be if we did, huh?
Responsible ones, but I guess that's the whole problem.
Wait, ain't like it was just about the footprints, no how. You were seen fraternizing with one of them there monsters, ain't that right? Ain't that correct, young man? By the young lady over there, if I'm not very much mistaken.
We're never going to get anywhere with these two around.
Maybe if we could just prove to them that wasn't a monster either, they might finally drop it. What do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Any bright ideas?
Prove that it wasn't a monster. Fine, I don't suppose there's much else for it. Let's see what we can do.
What are you two whispering about? Y'all hiding something, ain't ya? Admit it! Quick, Tabby, roll tape!
Hold it!
Could I politely ask that you both calm down? The monster the boy was seen talking to. We know what it was now.
Huh?
That's right. Sean's rehearsal tape finally cleared up that particular mystery.
It did?
The point at which Miss Nichols thought she saw Sean with Gordy. That would have been right when he was making his rehearsal tape. I think she mistook a certain object for the legendary creature of the lake. Your so-called monster is right here in this picture.
Huh? I don't see no Gordy. That ain't nothing but a dumb snapshot. You're talking to a pro here. Can't fool me with no trick photography.
What was Miss Nichols' Gordy really? The camera?
Take that!
That's right. It was a camera crane. That is what Miss Nichols saw, not Gordy.
What?
Sean's rehearsal tape was shot from a noticeably elevated viewpoint. A viewpoint that would only have been possible if the camera in question was attached to a crane.
Bull, how the heck would she make a mistake like that, huh?
How indeed, Miss Nichols?
Yes?
You told us that you think you may need new glasses, didn't you?
Yeah, my eyesight's gotten way worse all of a sudden.
And I imagined that when you saw Gordy, he was quite heavily shrouded in darkness.
That's right. I only really saw a silhouette. But you done told us! Skin like an enormous worm. You said... Y'all about to try and tell us your precious crane up and grew skin somehow? Ain't even no flesh on them there metal bones, let alone skin.
You're entirely correct, of course. About the crane, as it was in this particular picture anyway. But it did have a skin of some sort last night.
I knew you were a scoop hater, but this is plumb crazy. You want Tabby and me to starve, is that it?
That wasn't my intention at all. But I do think it's time I finally put them both out of their misery. Gordy's skin is right here in front of us. It wasn't skin at all, it was this. The tarp, hooray!
Take that!
Miss Nichols told us that it seemed likely to rain last night. That never happened in the end. But I think Sean may have covered the crane with rainproof sheeting nonetheless. And that, my interpret young reporters, is what Miss Nichols mistook from Cordy's skin.
What? Oh, heck.
Well, Sean, am I mistaken?
You see everything, don't you? Gotta say, you're pretty amazing.
Sorry, Miss Hart, but Miss Nichols' monster was no such thing. It was simply a trick of the light.
And just like that, the dream dies again. Chief! I think that may have finally shut the map up. I thought the kid was holding out on us, but it seems I could have maybe been a little wrong, maybe.
Alright, we know what the so-called monster was now. Everybody happy?
Everybody except these two. Agent Long. The president's autopsy report is out, sir.
It is. Let me see it. Death was due to full body
contusions and bone breakages caused by extreme pressure from above. So the bullhead did crash into him then?
So we have our cause of death. He was crushed.
Just as we thought. Okay. Well, I guess his bones were broken. I don't know.
Test results still haven't come back from the yellow substance found on his chest. But they did find gunshot residue on his right hand.
Gunshot residue? Guess he was a kid at heart, huh?
Gunshot residue. Wait, what? Gumshot residue. Gunshot residue, okay. It's a substance left behind when a firearm is discharged. Its presence indicates that the president may have used a gun.
Really? But we didn't find a gun anywhere, did we?
Indeed not. Which makes the residue something of a riddle. We'll need to read that report carefully. Well, Agent Long, that clears one thing up at least. The president didn't die from a fall, which means he wasn't pushed down from the roof of the big building. He was crushed by the falling Taurosaurus head, just as we said he was.
Yes, I have to accept that now. Fine, you were right.
Amazing! So, does that mean Judge Gavel isn't a suspect anymore either?
Surely it must. Both the cause and time of death rule her out. She met with the president the night before last, but the autopsy report puts the time of death at around 11 PM last night, and we know that the Taurosaurus head fell around then too. The facts all line up perfectly.
Ah, what a relief!
Sorry, it might be a little too soon to celebrate.
What?
Sure, I think we can accept that the falling head must have been what killed the president. But that begs the question of what could have caused it to fall, or who.
We know what happened late last night, so we have to think about who was here at that time.
What are you getting at exactly? You can't mean...
I'm afraid I do. You did it, didn't you? Sean! Kid's hiding something. He was right here last night, right where the body was found. He saw the footprints, and yet he wants us to believe he knows nothing about what happened. That's a big ask, surely.
We haven't yet established that the footprints had anything to do with the murder. So even if he did see them, that doesn't mean he was involved.
Maybe not, but his face tells me different.
To one of those hydraulic press YouTube shows. Then he would be actually crushed like Gore. Tomato soup.
As this the fact that he's shaking like a leaf.
It does seem like Agent Long might be onto something, but I don't think Sean's going to talk.
Fine. Keep your mouth shut, kid. I have a better idea. Why don't we let your tape do the talking?
What exactly are you planning, Agent Long?
The police have some pretty sophisticated image analysis tools these days.
You would go to such extreme lengths to see my son convicted?
It's not ideal, but if the boy won't talk, we don't have any other way of getting to the truth. Detective Gumshoe, you have access to exactly such a device, do you not? Sorry.
Sure do. Little V. Sure do, little V, right. Good. And that should make this nice and quick.
Mr. Edgeworth, might I request that it be you who carries out the analysis in question?
Why me?
Because you don't already think my son is guilty. I fear Agent Lan might be inclined to believe the worst.
Image analysis isn't exactly my specialty, but alright. Are there new clues to be discovered somewhere in the image data, I wonder? Oh. Right, this one thing, yeah. Oh my god! What the fuck? That. Okay. Well.
Eureka!
What the?
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Let me see. Huh? Ah!
What is it? What's the matter? Show me.
Mr. Edgeworth, the court asks you share your findings.
Zoom in on the top right part of the image and look closely.
There's a person there. It's the president.
Oh my. Wait, you're kidding, right?
Well, I'd say that's pretty decisive, wouldn't you?
This doesn't look good for Sean at all.
Wait, this doesn't prove anything. I didn't know he was there.
I don't believe you. And the image does in fact prove something very important. You and the president were here at the scene of the crime together. Admit it, kid. You murdered President Wong.
No, that's ridiculous. Why? Why would he? Sean, you didn't. You can't have. Can you? What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to push back against footage like that.
Surely even you can't deny this looks pretty bad for the kid, Mr. Prosecutor.
No. Right? Well, technically, if he did murder him, the idea is that he somehow got the Tyrannosaurus head to fall on top of him, which would not require him to be strong. But it's kind of crazy to even, yeah.
He claimed he knew nothing about what happened, but the president's right there with him.
Sean, what are you not telling us? We have to know.
He's right, Sean. Be honest now. It's the only way. The truth is, it was all my fault.
Sean, what did you do?
It was my fault. The Tyrannosaurus head fell off the trailer.
What happened while I was rehearsing?
I went up on the roof of the trailer to prep the kit I was using, and I turned on the heater while I was there. I must have left it burning when I came back down to run my lines. Then my mom called, and I left the set to go talk to her. When I came back after the call, Tyrannosaurus had fallen from the roof, and the president was just there, lying next to it.
Well, how come the children always witness the murders?
No.
We did find evidence of a fire having broken up up on the roof?
It was just a tiny one, so I put it out myself. So we're saying the president died because of Sean?
He did.
If he did, that would make this whole thing just an accident.
And what did you do with the head after you found it on the ground?
I took it apart, carried the pieces up to the roof, and put it back together again.
Not so fast.
You're saying you put out the fire and moved the head back to where it fell from? In other words, you try to cover your tracks. You're a real piece of work, kid.
It's not like I did any of this on purpose. I really did just forget to turn the heater off.
Yes, and when the fire had burned through the legs, the table would have collapsed, and the table would have collapsed, and the head
Would have fallen down on the ground below. You're right, the fire caused the head to fall.
indeed. And I also happen to have an idea about how the fire may have started. Those cans of paint thinner by the heater are pretty flammable. Another great place to keep them.
Not so fast.
And you swear it was an accident? Seems a little convenient. What was the president even doing here? What was the president even doing here in the first place?
How the heck am I supposed to know? I didn't see anybody, I swear.
I still don't believe you. Why would President Juan come to a place like this in the middle of the night?
His reasons for coming here are something of a mystery, it's true. He met Judge Gavel up on the roof 2 nights ago, but he was also here on the movie set last night. Did he come to meet Sean? I think we'll need to go over the boy's statement very carefully indeed. Oh boy. Gotta traumatize them somehow. Gotta start it young. What happened while I was rehearsing? Okay.
Went up on the roof of the trailer to prep with the kit I was using, and I turned
And I turned on the heater while I was there.
Hold it.
Okay. And you're a fit and hardy young man, Sean. It's spring now. Surely you didn't really need to fire up that stove.
Overruled.
He is a fit and hardy young man who needs to look after himself.
Objection.
Really, Your Honor? But if he resorts to such measures even during warm weather...
Seriously, you two are going to argue over something like that right now?
No, he's right, of course.
You've made your point, Sean, but I've told you before to watch how you talk to people.
I think he was criticizing you as much as he was me, Your Honor.
Yes, Mom. Anyway, where was I?
Must have left it burning when I came back down to run my lines.
Hold it.
You left it burning. You didn't think to check before you came back down to the lot.
I meant to, but I was thinking about my lines in the scene and everything else. It's not my fault I forgot. Everybody forgets stuff. I sure do. So much stuff. I forgot everything last came. I left the air conditioner on in Mr. Edgeworth's office, and the lights. I forgot he told me never to jump off the ladder on his bookshelves or make prank calls. But the one thing I would never ever forget to do is turn off an unattended heater.
Okay. Please, Sean, go on.
Jeez, a lot, huh? Anyway, as I was saying...
Then my mom called and I left the set to go talk to her.
Hold it.
It was the middle of the night, and the set was deserted. Why did you need to leave in order to talk to your mother?
I forgot I was supposed to talk to her. I got confused, I guess. I thought if I didn't leave, she'd find out I was out of the hotel at night on my own.
That doesn't make sense. You know that, don't you?
Fine, look, the camera was rolling and the mics were all live, okay? I didn't want our conversation on that tape where anybody could hear it.
He was embarrassed about being recorded speaking on the phone to his mother.
So I ditched the rehearsal and ran off set as quick as I could.
When he came back after the call,
Hold it.
you pretended to your mother that you were back at the hotel during the call, correct?
How come you couldn't tell her that you were coming back to the set to practice your lines? Because she'd had phoned the hotel and called them to send a car to get me or something.
Overruled.
Of course I would have. A child your age shouldn't be out on his own late at night. Anything could happen to you.
Children really can't seem to see things from their parents' perspective, can they?
It's true the other way around too, you know, Mr. Edgeworth?
Alright, Sean. Can you tell us what happened after you came back? When you came back after speaking to your mother?
Sure. So I came back and...
No, Jet. Oh shit. Tyrosaur's head had fallen from the roof.
Hold it!
Were there any signs that it was about to fall before you left?
I don't remember. I was concentrating on my lines.
But a fire had broken out on the roof because of the heater you forgot to turn off. Did you really hear nothing the entire time?
No, I had my headphones on.
Why? Oh, shit. Sorry, Chet. No, Chet. Ow. What do you see how could me for what? I did nothing. I'm the one injured.
No, I had my headphones on.
Why?
I was playing the soundtrack to the movie to help me concentrate. And I was playing it loud. So yeah, I definitely didn't hear anything.
Except for the sound of your phone ring when Judge Gavel called you.
You know that cell phones vibrate these days, right? Anyway.
The president was just there lying next to it.
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual about the body?
I don't know, it was dark.
He suddenly seems even more reticent than usual.
I don't think he wants to go back to that memory any more than he has to, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm sure he doesn't. But is that really all it is? Should I push him a little more on this? Push him a little more! It was dark, but you knew it was a body nonetheless. He's hiding something. I better figure out what. Most people would cry out for help if they saw someone lying on the ground. And yet, you didn't.
Yeah, because... What was the point? He was dead.
So you said. What I'm interested in is how you were able to be so sure. Why were you certain that he was dead?
He was lying on the ground and that huge head was right next to him. Didn't take much to figure out what must have happened.
Objection!
You couldn't have guessed that the impact would have killed him? How did you really know? I'll tell you how. Because you checked.
Fine. I checked, okay? I was scared, but yeah, I went up to the body and I looked, and he wasn't breathing.
So I was right. But why try to hide that fact? There must be a reason. Could you tell me how the body looked at that point?
I couldn't tell if he was dead at first. There was no blood or anything, so it was hard to be sure. Nothing on his clothes either. He was completely clean. But yeah, he wasn't breathing, so that's how I knew he was dead.
Thank you. I'd like you to add that statement to your testimony if you don't mind. Okay. There's no blood and nothing on his clothes either. Except there should have. Owie. There should have been.
Objection!
Wait, what? Wait. Sorry, Sean, but there's a clear contradiction. Wait, did I object to the wrong one? Did I change statements accidentally? I hate to overwhelm you with such shocking truths.
I have literally no idea what you're talking about, old man.
Minurk.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, he's only a little kid. How come he's getting to you so badly?
He's not getting to me. He just needs to be sternly disciplined is all.
Okay, maybe you should go easy on him, Mr. Edgeworth. Everything in moderation and all that.
Yeah, okay. This. I pressed on the wrong... I presented on the wrong statement. Oops.
Objection!
Nothing on his clothes. Nothing at all.
Yeah, nothing. Why? Is there a problem with that?
There's something you're clearly hoping that we've forgotten.
What are you talking about? There isn't. That's not true.
Luckily for you, we remember it rather well. I'm talking, of course, about the yellow speckles on the president's chest. Oh! I don't know why it took me so long to realize that his backpack is full of milk. I thought for some reason that the milk in his hand ended up in his backpack in his surprise sprite, but no, his backpack just has more milk. You've studiously avoided mentioning them throughout your testimony. In absence, I find suspicious to say the least. Where do you think he was getting from? I don't know. His app.
I
hope for your sake that you have a satisfactory explanation. Hi. Judge Gavel?
Allow me to explain.
You? But...
The yellow residue on the president's chest. I imagine it was from a bouquet of flowers. Lion lilies, to be precise.
Lion lilies?
2 nights ago, when I met the president on the roof of the big building, I presented him with a bouquet. They're a type of lily with large yellow petals. I imagined that when the substance on President Wan's chest was the substance on President Wan's chest was pollen from those flowers. Huh? But they're not there in this printout from the security camera. Only because the president is in the way.
But why give him flowers?
That is not something I'm at liberty to divulge.
What? More secrets? Are you serious? First you wouldn't tell us why you met with him, and now you can't even tell us about the flowers.
My sincerest apologies, but all I can tell you is that I gave him the bouquet.
A bouquet that was nowhere near the body when it was discovered. How do you explain that?
I cannot.
But seriously, Your Honor. Some things you won't explain. Rest you can't. Come on, you've got to give us something here. You wouldn't let this fly in the court. What makes you think we'll accept it?
Hey, you leave her alone.
Sean.
I threw the flowers, okay?
You did? So they were there when you first found the body?
Yeah, they were right on his chest. And they were squashed completely flat. Oh, I guess that makes sense, right? They would have gotten crushed along with the president.
And the pollen would have been smeared across his jacket front. That does explain things rather neatly. But why remove the bouquet and dispose of it?
No reason.
He's almost as evasive as his mother.
More secrets? They're quite a pair. There's no secret. I know exactly why Sean disposed of the bouquet. Huh? You saw me leave the house with it, didn't you? Oh, I get it. When you saw the flowers on the president's body, you remember seeing your mom with them.
And felt the need to prevent her from coming under suspicion.
No, you've got it all wrong.
That's his least convincing lie yet. Okay. Bouquet of lion lilies given to prison by Judge Gamble. Return. Okay. Okay. Huh.
I often decorate our home with lion lilies. I imagine that's why he remembered.
So the flowers that the mother carried have showed up on the president's body. And because of that, he got rid of the bouquet and kept quiet about having discovered the corpse. Ha! Well, that ties everything up nicely, doesn't it? A little too nicely for my tastes.
No, stop. It's not. It's not. There's no way.
What? What's wrong with nice?
I guess you forgot, huh? The kid also told us he was responsible for the head falling in the first place.
Yeah, he did, but...
So he's still our only suspect.
The finger of suspicion still seems to be pointing firmly in Sean's direction. However, wait. I can think of a far more likely culprit than the boy.
What? Who?
The person who was holding Sean captive until only a short while ago.
That's right. We had to rescue him from a warehouse refrigeration unit down by the harbor. A refrigeration unit in the depot. Yeah. Lucky it wasn't switched on. Poor kid might have frozen into a popsicle otherwise. He was doing his best to call out for help, which is how we found him.
The sedatives had worn off by then, so he was wide awake and plenty loud.
Sedatives? Isn't that what you were given too?
Yep, we found the bottle on the floor of the unit. It was even the same brand. 3Z's. Apparently it's super strong.
Well, Agent Long, surely that suggests that Sean is the victim, not a suspect. Somebody else was responsible, and I think they've been behind all this.
Oh yeah? And the secret mastermind of yours was here last night too.
That I can't yet say.
Huh. It's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor.
Sadly, we just don't have anything to tie our mysterious kidnapper to the murder of the president. So, is there anybody else? Somebody other than Sean who could have committed the murder?
Well, I mean...
Yeah.
Of course. So I was right. The kid is still our only suspect.
Not quite. I can think of another.
What?
Somebody who we just recently proved was right here on the movie set last night.
Chairman Winner. You think he killed President Wong?
Why not? We've proven that he was present. And if he was here, he is as valuable a suspect as anybody else, wouldn't you say?
Winner. Do you really have...
It's certainly another possibility to consider.
12 years ago, he was...
That number again.
12 years ago.
Look, a lot happened, okay? It was all 12 years ago or more. My father and the president being friends. Our family being the ones who kept him safe.
Long. Like, the Long from 12 years ago?
Yep, good to see that you're finally about to pay for your crimes. Even if it did take a while for you to get what was coming to you.
Agent Long, what happened 12 years ago?
It's nothing to do with you.
I think it has everything to do with me. It's clearly connected to this case.
And you can prove that, can you? Go ahead, show me some proof that what happened 12 years ago has anything to do with this.
Proof?
If you can't prove it, this conversation's over.
Does any of the evidence we've collected show a link between recent events and those of 12 years ago? Maybe this? Yes.
Take that!
This is a report about Bronco Knight. It was sent to Chairman Winner by Borden Lagarde. This last part in particular should be of interest to you.
I retrieved the package we laid to rest 12 years ago, in front of the planter.
And that's not all. Take a look at this. This letter was sent to Rosie Ringer, the victim of a murder that happened the night before last. We don't know who sent it, but it does say this. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago.
What? But...
Something strange is going on, Agent Long. Miss Ringer was murdered the night before last, and President Wong is not long afterward. There's a connection between the two murders. There has to be. And I believe we can trace that connection to events 12 years in the past. Am I wrong?
These are all wounds you're opening here. Insults to my family name.
Please, Agent Long, we need to know. Who on earth was that?
Shrivel! Oh. What are you all doing here?
We came to find you, sir. We heard you were looking for the incident from 12 years ago.
Idiots! I'm not your boss anymore. Get back to your duties right now.
We can't do that, sir.
What? You're disobeying a direct order?
Please, sir, I'm begging you, we all are. You have to reopen an investigation into the SS5 incident. We know you can't let it go until you figure out what happened, and we can't either.
Well, Agent Law, it seems your former underlings want the events of the past explained too.
You think it's that easy? Now you can solve the case just like that?
I think we can. Together.
Huh. Well, alright then. Offer accepted.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Nice. Then I guess it's my turn to step up.
Thanks, sir.
I'm sorry, Kay?
You're looking into a case from the past, right? I just happen to have something that'll help with that.
Oh, you mean Mr. Thief?
It's Little Thief. Sure do. If you give me the details of the incident, I can rustle up a little simulation for you.
Sally, we don't have the files relating to the case.
Huh? How come?
Access to those files is restricted. They're top secret.
Really? Why? Oh, what the fuck?
Beats me. Somebody must have had something to hide. Must have something to hide. Even I've never seen them. Everything I know, I read in newspaper articles from the time.
That's fine. Just tell us what you can.
Alright.
So, a brief summary of what has happened. We've discovered kind of what, happened during, Sean's rehearsal last night. So, what happened was that Excelsius Winner came here to this filming location and dug the hoof prints. The reason being because because of the dirt and pieces of concrete on his gloves point to his gloves being here at the murder scene, so also him. Additionally, in the footage of Sean's rehearsal, so there is like, yeah, so during Sean's rehearsal, right, Excelsius Winner came here and dug the footprints, and before he finished, Sean came in to rehearse. So Excelsius Winner hid inside the Tyrannosaurus costume, which is why it's unzipped in the back, right? And the other thing is that the other thing that points him to here is that the bag next to the dinosaur, I mean the Tyrannosaurus, that Creever thing, yeah, that Creever thing, that bag was present in his garage, in that closet specifically. So it's most likely that Papa Winner was around digging footprints here for some reason. And also we uncovered that, actually I don't know if we can see it in here because we only saw it when we zoomed in, but apparently like zoomed into the dark spot of the top right corner of this image is the president's body, or like not his dead body, but the president was there in the background of Sean's rehearsal tape, basically in the dark, right? So basically Excelsius Winner, Sean Fenn, and the president were all there at the scene of the crime around the same time. Sean had left for a bit because he got a call from his mom and he had to answer the call, and it didn't want the call to be recorded since everything was taping and the microphones were on and stuff. So he left the filming scene. Yeah. The part covered by your UI. In that corner, yes. It's actually not, you actually can't see it in this photo because it only showed up when you zoomed in in the corner. In this corner. But it's not there normally. It was just part of the mini game. But yeah, he's there supposedly. Right, and then we also found out that yes, that Sean had turned on the heater on top of the trailer. If you remember the fire that we discovered. Or the remnants of fire. So he's the one who turned on the heater, and so Sean assumes, so we're assuming that after Sean turned on the heater then started the fire, which caused the table to burn and then the head to fall, right? And so so Agent Long is making the case that Sean did it, and we're saying, well, we can't say for certain Sean did it because Excelsius Winter was also around during this time late at night, and you know, so so it couldn't exactly be him. Yeah. Also, before I get into this, I'm going to go grab more water. There are no dumb questions. Only dumb people. I'm kidding. Okay. And oh right, and we're now saying that the happenings are connected to the thing 12 years ago. No, don't only used it. No!
The SS5 incident. Yes, right. Happened on a winter's day 12 years ago. February 10th, to be precise. Your police received a call directly from the kidnapper. I've got the president of Junfa.
So he was kidnapped.
Yeah. SS5 is the official designation of the president's kidnapping case. The kidnapper wanted $100 million.
Holy shit.
100 million? How much money even is that?
What? More than you can imagine, it seems.
The last person to see the president that night was my father. They were together at the embassy of Junfa until midnight on the 10th. And nobody knows what happened with the president after that until he was kidnapped. Our government did everything they could to scrape together the money. They were desperate to save him. And in the end, they succeeded. The money was handed over, and the president came home safely.
Oh my god.
So, President Wong was head honcho, even back then. Wow, go Mr. President!
The length of time he stayed in power isn't even close to the most impressive thing about him.
Agent Long was clearly very fond of President Wong. I assume the kidnapping was thoroughly investigated.
It was, but the investigation was top secret, as was the trial.
the trial, so a suspect was arrested.
Yeah, none other than her friend, Fifi Lagarde.
What?
What? Is that why you visited the prison?
It is. I was put on by what you might call extended leave from Interpol. So I thought I'd use the time to look into what happened 12 years back. And I wanted to see who I was dealing with.
She was found not guilty then, wasn't she?
Yeah. My father was in charge of the prison and security at the time. But they held him responsible for the kidnapping and stripped him of his duties as presidential bodyguard. He stayed on the force, though, and he worked the case alone, until eventually he found a suspect, Lagarde. And if he thought she did it, there's no way she was innocent.
I mean, I wanted your track record. You know, I don't know what to say about your dad, but at least for your track record, we can't say for sure. Who got kidnapped? The president got kidnapped. So supposedly, the president of Junfa, big beefy guy, got kidnapped by Fifi Lagarde, the girl, the woman warden with all the weasels, and she demanded $100 million from the country of Junfa for the president's return. Okay.
They declared her not guilty, and the case went cold. My father couldn't take it. He was broken, mentally and physically. Finally, he quit the force altogether.
So he had solid grounds to suspect Warden Lagarde.
He must have had evidence. He wouldn't have charged her otherwise. But I've never been able to see the materials from the case. Sorry, but that's all I know.
What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? This is useful information, but I don't think it's enough for a little thief to recreate the scene.
Is there really nothing we can do? You look like you could use a hand.
Who is this now? Oh my god, this party's getting so fucking huge.
Francisco.
And Mr. Fender!
Finally wrapped things up over at the courthouse, so we thought we'd see what you guys were up to, or you kids were up to.
Yeah.
What's this?
This says, that's this 5-incident investigation report.
Wow, just as we were talking about it. Come on, open it now!
When Phoebe the guy mentioned an incident from 12 years earlier, I can't help but wonder. So I decided to look into it, and this was what Interpol provided.
Nice work, Francisco.
Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edgeworth. You're no longer a prosecutor. I didn't do this for you. I did it so that a colleague could solve his father's final case.
I owe you, sis. But everything related to this SS5 incident was supposed to be top secret. Why are you just yapping it to everyone here?
Well, you did it first. Yes, but that classification was applied by the prosecutor in charge of the case, Excelsior Vinner.
He was the prosecutor in charge?
Him again. Fucking hell.
You know that one meme where it's just the person pointing at the poster or painting and it's like, I'm tired of this dude. That's just at Excelsior Twitter. I'm so tired. I'm tired of this dude. Oh no, it's I've had enough of this dude. Here, I'll I've had enough of this dude. Yes.
Don't worry. Due to the outcomes of this morning's case, he's been stripped of his authority. An outcome that was no small part thanks to the efforts of his own son.
Eustace. So, in defeating his father, he made the old case file available to us. Sounds like we owed him.
Prosecutor Eustace Spinner is busy wrapping things up after the conclusion of the Lagarde trial. But he asked me to give you a message. Leave that in Lagarde to me. You focus on your case over there.
He's even starting to sound like a prosecutor.
Indeed he is. Alright. Now that we have the case file, I can recreate the scene no problem.
Excellent. Let's get started. According to the file, the incident occurred exactly where the plaza is now. Let me read this. Occurred on February 10th, 12 years ago. President of Junfa was kidnapped and ransomed for $100 million. President's presence at embassy until midnight, confirmed by Da Long Long. Okay. Prosecutor in charge, Excelsius Winter, suspect review the guard. That's it. Does not say here that it happened in the same place, but okay, if you say so, Edgeworth.
Then what are we waiting for? With me, everybody!
Oh my god, this whole fucking party. There's so many goddamn people here. April 6th, 3:25 p.m., Big Building Plaza. Alright, Kay. If you could set Mr. Thief in motion.
Sure. Looks like there's more than enough here to work with. Where do you want to start?
Good question. Let's see. Seems there was an eyewitness. A freelance journalist by the name of Alf Aldon. Oh my god. But apparently, he was killed by the culprit for witnessing the kidnapping.
So this is where you saw it all happen, huh?
Here? As in the big building?
No, construction of the big building only began a year ago. Before that, it had been a piece of abandoned property. And before that...
Now we're getting to stuff I know. 12 years ago, this place would have been...
Oh!
the Happy Family Home. Like, for retired people. No, it was a place for children without parents. An orphanage, in other words.
Alfold. Yeah, I guess. He was killed. The president was kidnapped from an orphanage.
Yeah, and the place was run by Fifi Lagarde.
Oh, no wonder she calls her prison like a happy home as well.
She called it her happy little home, yeah, right?
As a proprietor of the institution, I suppose it's understandable that she came under suspicion.
President Wong, Excelsius Winter, and Warden Lagarde. Surely the SSR-5 incident must be related to our current case. Okay, could you enter the data relating to the murder of Mr. Aldown? It seems sensible to assume that he was killed by whoever kidnapped the president.
So if we solve the murder, we solve the kidnapping? Nice.
Alright, we're counting on you. Oh my god.
What the heck is this?
When did I grow to become so blazed towards people's reactions to Mr. Thief? What we're seeing here in the front is the front yard of the orphanage as it was 12 years ago. At least, as far as the police reports describe it.
Yeah, this is how it looked when they started investigating at 7 a.m. in the morning after the murder.
And it seems it had been snowing.
Yeah, from what I heard, the footsteps wound up being pretty important evidence. The snow fell in the daytime, the previous day.
In other words, before the incident occurred, meaning that none of the relevant footprints would have been obscured by new snow. I think we'll need to pay these footprints some special attention. I swear to God, if they have a thing where it's like, the footprints disappeared all of a sudden, where could they have gone? Of course, the culprit must have lifted into the sky. Okay, orphanage. Wow. Okay. I'll get these two out of the way first. Well, howdy. Is this ever a scoop? Whole world's gone green.
Must be an outbreak of something. I'm seeing green trees, green people, green clothes, everything.
They must be real sick if their clothes are green. Looks like we wound up slam bang in the middle of the right damn place at the right damn time.
Sure did, Chief. I don't think we're going to get a word in edgewise here, Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think we want to. Okay. What is this? This looks like a snowman, but it's mostly melted.
Well, it's no wonder he's all slushy. He's wearing a hat and a scarf. He must be all roasty toasty. Aw, look at his cute little button eye just lying there.
He probably would have frozen back up again at dawn, you know. That's when it's usually the coldest.
I don't think that would have helped much, Mr. Edgeworth. If it melted snowman and froze again, it wouldn't turn back into a snowman. It would turn into an ice man.
What? I bet you wanted me to stay, isn't it? Well, too bad. I already knew that. Of course.
How dare you, Scruffy? Don't you dare tell anybody. I'll just deny it anyway.
Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta help me out, sir.
What's the matter, detective?
It's about the SS5 incident. What else? I know Chairman Winter isn't in charge anymore and all, but a top secret file being available to us so quickly after his removal, something seemed off. So that got me thinking, and I put in a call, and they told me that, well, that Miss Von Karma went to some pretty extreme lengths to get that file released.
You, Scruffy. I deny everything.
Sounds like you into a lot of trouble for our sake, Francisco. Don't worry, your efforts won't be for nothing. We'll solve this case, you see. Francisco. A tortoise and a hare, inspired by the children's story, no doubt. The tortoise races the speedy hare and wins.
Alright, time for a K Faraday pop quiz. Why did the hare lose the race? I'll give you 3 options.
I don't need 3 options, Kate. He lost because he stopped to rest and fell asleep.
Number 1. The hare's favorite running shoes were stolen by the Yatagrasu. Number 2. The tortoise trained with the Yatagrasu and got so fast that he won. Number 3. The real winner was the Yatagrasu who plotted a surprise secret victory.
Those are my only 3 options.
Too hard? Alright, I'll give you a hint. The option you're looking for starts with the third.
Well, that definitely narrows it down. Oh.
Oh, sure, I know it's rude for me to ask, but can we count off for old time's sake? Just once, I'm begging you.
For old time's sake. Seems a little sentimental, but fine. Count off.
1. Sorry, Shifu. It just doesn't feel the same on my own. Kinda lonely.
Fool, it shouldn't matter if there's one of you or 100. You may be on your own right now, but the pack is always with you. So quit whining about being lonely and howl like you mean it. Count off.
1. 1. 1. 1.
Is he crying?
Hmm. 3 planters, covered with snow.
Is anything the matter, Agent Long?
Yeah, something's not right. I wasn't able to look at the case file until now.
Indeed. You have Chairman Winter to thank for that, it seems.
Yeah, but what's weird is, I've seen this scene somewhere before.
What?
But where? I keep thinking I've got it, but then, it's gone.
He appears to be lost in his efforts to remember. Perhaps I should leave him alone for now. Okay.
looks chiller than your chillest look out here, Miles Reno. Somebody might have to warm me up.
Could you maybe take this a little more seriously, Mr. Fender?
For you, K-Meister, anything. Can't believe this whole sorry tale began right here. Kinda crazy, right?
Yes, it is a little.
What were Fiefs and the chairman up to, though? Where were they going with all this?
Well, indeed. I'd very much like to know that myself.
And I'd very much like to know when you two are going to admit how much you love your Uncle Eddie.
Not anytime soon. Come on, Mr. Fender. You're not taking this seriously at all.
He did for about 3 sentences, which is something of a record. The dominant hand. No, stop.
An igloo shaped like a bear. The perfect balance of cuteness and scariness. I guess you could call it a bigloo.
It is quite large. You could probably fit as many as 3 people inside it.
Yeah, and they look like they live in there for 3 whole years. And they could live in there for 3 whole years.
3 years? And what about the summer? Wouldn't the igloo melt?
Again, say it again, Mr. Edgeworth, please, one more time!
Wouldn't the igloo melt?
Ah, you're no fun. Hey, this arch. We've seen it somewhere before, right?
Indeed we have. It's the same one that stands over the entrance of the big building today.
But this is supposed to be how things looked 12 years ago. Was it there the whole time?
It seems the architects worked the old archway into the structure of the new building.
The future is simply the past reheated. I think I've heard that somewhere.
And for once, it seems you might have remembered it correctly.
But 12 years is a long time to reheat something for... If it was your lunch, it'd be ruined.
Is this burned? These are burn marks on this pillar here.
The report says there was a fire sometime on the evening of the incident.
A fire?
Let's see. Where was it again? Yeah. One of the orphans set a fire with some kerosene. Some sort of prank, probably.
They sound like a lively bunch. Possibly too lively. Seems their antics spoiled our chances of finding any footprints near the entrance of the building. One of the children set the orphanage yards on fire as a prank sometime during the evening. Huh. Oh. Oh, you guys all have main dialogue. Hang on. Oh, wait. I guess we're here now. John, I wonder if you could tell us a little more about the circumstances surrounding your kidnapping.
They took you when you went to the garage disposal area, right? But what were you doing there?
Years ago, several years after Gusto opened his son, there's a that's what, you know what, that's also what I'm thinking. I'm like, what if we don't know who the red raincoat person is because it's Gusto's son? No, they wouldn't. Like, he's gotta come back. 12 years ago, so the case that happened was 18 years ago. And his son, I don't know what age he was. Elementary, middle school-ish? So, it would be like plus 6 years to that his age back then. Young knight. Or a young knight. Mid to late teens, yeah.
They took you when you went to the garbage disposal area, right? But what were you doing there? It's alright. You don't have to talk for him. He can just ask me himself. Hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? I think he's starting to warm to you. I went to the garbage disposal to throw away the flowers that were on that body. It wasn't far, and I figured they'd be less likely to find them there than if I threw them in the garbage can. I tried to get in there last night too, but it was locked.
So we had to come back today and try again.
Yeah, but when I was there, somebody came up behind me and put something over my face. Oh yeah, snoozing is easy threezy with 3 Z's.
The fact that she was drugged with it too doesn't seem to bother her. I guess it is a catchy name.
Whatever it was pretty strong, but I never saw their face.
I see. Thank you. That's very helpful. What can you tell us about the time between when you were kidnapped and when you were found?
Not a whole lot, I'll bet. Snoozing is easy threezy with 3 Z's. I remember waking up feeling cold. I was somewhere big and empty and dark. There were cardboard boxes with some other language written on them. I figured it must be a storeroom. But it was actually a giant refrigerator. Businesses use them to keep stuff chilled.
And that's where Kay and Detective Gumshoe found them. They really saved the day there.
Guess the cooler must have been on until just before I was brought there. Like I said, it was pretty cold. Anyway, they didn't take my phone for some reason, so I used that to call for help.
I see. Well, we're all very glad that you found your way back to us safely.
Huh. Say it like you mean it, why don't you?
He's not the most gracious child I've met.
Reminds me of a certain somebody else's.
Oh no, I don't have my badge! No!
If you're trying to bribe your way onto the movie, it's not going to work.
That's not what I was trying to do at all.
Huh? So, how would I get a part in the movie?
Okay, save it for another time, please.
I cannot thank you all enough for returning Sean safely to me. I can hardly bear to imagine how I would have felt if he had not come home. Hey, old guy, can't you see you're upsetting her?
That was not my intent at all. I'm literally just standing here.
Look at her little knight in shiny armor defending his mom's honor. Shut up. I wouldn't have to if you didn't keep... That's enough, Sean. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll allow me, I would like to apologize again. I failed in my duty as a servant of justice. I will not ask you to forgive me. I only ask you to understand that I...
Judge Gabble, I don't presume to know the goddess of justice as well as you do. But she was a mother, was she not? Of other gods and goddesses?
She was.
Fair judgment requires personal circumstances to be taken into account. I'm sure she would understand. Perhaps your beloved goddess is more merciful than you give her credit for. Standing there menacingly.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. But what are they even talking about? Don't worry, Sean. I don't have a clue either.
So things are finally settling down after Warden Lagarde's trial.
It would seem so. Sentencing is still to come, but the guilty verdict should stand. And do not worry. Excelsius Winter's connection to the case will be thoroughly investigated. Have faith, Mr. Edgeworth. Eustace is a changed man.
Indeed, he simply had some growing to do. But then, don't we all? Kay included.
Huh? I don't feel for him now. I said some pretty mean things, but I'll make it up to him next time I get the chance. And I'm sure that chance will come. But for now...
Indeed. We need to focus on the case at hand. He's Attorney Pantheon? No, this is the first time I've heard of any goddess. I think perhaps maybe they've had like statues of perhaps a deity with like scales and stuff, right? But they've never named her or like called it the goddess or something. I guess it was just supposed to resemble a goddess, not the goddess. Or perhaps, I don't know, yeah. It's a porch swing with an elephant's face on it, and behind it is what appears to be a motor.
You know what every dedicated swing fiend always wonders, don't you? If they can swing all the way over the top and back again. Maybe a motorized swing could finally make that dream come true.
Wouldn't that be a little dangerous?
And what dream isn't, huh? Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
True, but hardly applicable in this case. What if Miss Horlock? You're right. Okay, we'll finally look at the body. Or maybe the footprints. These footprints stop by the body.
I guess they mean they belong to Mr. Aldown, right? His feet were pretty big. What's that, about a size 12? According to the file, they were the same size as his shoes. It's a match!
Okay. These footprints go toward the body and come back.
According to the case file, they're thought to be the killers. They're about a size 9. Pretty average, in other words. It seems the police weren't able to track down who the murderer was from them, though.
Huh. I'll down. The man who witnessed the president's kidnapping. But what exactly did he see?
I based this part of the recreation on one of the crime scene photos.
It seems he suffered a blow to the back of the head.
Yeah, from that brick right there. They figured it must have been taken from here in the yard.
It looks like the blood flowed from the head wound and spread over the surrounding area. Titania, goddess of spirits. Oh.
Here, a gift for you. This is Mr. Aldown's autopsy report.
Victim was struck on the head and died at around 1 a.m. February 10th. I must scour the scene and find every nook and cranny. All down. Freelance journalist. Killed after witnessing the kidnapping of President Wang.
Even in the recreation, it's pretty gruesome, huh?
It's even worse in the actual crime scene photos. That's a lot of blood. It seems mostly to have come from the back of his head. As you can see, that area is completely caked.
Yeah, the autopsy report says that's where he was hit with the brick.
Indeed. I imagine his attacker must have snuck up on him from behind. But it looks as if he's clutching something in his right hand.
Oh yeah, they mentioned that in the file somewhere. Let's see. According to this, it was a button.
Button? Torn from the attacker's clothing, perhaps? Also, yeah, it's the back of his head. But these footprints leading up to his murder are like, you know, if they both walked that way, they would meet face to face, not like one person turned around, right?
Ugh, fresh blood, and plenty of it. According to the autopsy report, he died from loss of blood due to the blow to the back of his head.
Yes, and that blood spread out over the entire area. I doubt anybody could have bled that much and survived. Anyway, this certainly seems to confirm what the autopsy report suggests. So the victim was carrying a camera.
Oh yeah, according to the file, they recovered a picture. Yeah, here we are.
Oh, that's...
It's the president, right?
Buttons from the snowman? And somebody's pointing a gun at him. This must be what Mr. Aldown witnessed.
So the person in the trench coat is the kidnapper?
Yes, I imagine they were trying to conceal their identity. But if Agent Lon's father's theory was correct. Agent Lon's father theory. Dun dun dun. Here we are. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. The person wearing the trench coat is Warden Lagarde.
How come they only found the one picture?
He probably wasn't able to take any more before he was attacked. Just the president being attacked, only one picture was taken. This was the brick used in the murder.
There's stuff made of bricks all around the yard here. They probably took it from somewhere nearby, huh?
It doesn't seem like it, low-key. His cell phone must have belonged to the victim.
You're right. Yeah, it says here in the file that Mr. Outdown made a call while he was watching the kidnapping.
A call? To whom?
His girlfriend. Seems he called her when he saw that the president was there. But she didn't pick up, so he left a message. That's in here too, if you want to hear it.
Please. Okay. Oh. Oh. Right. Right. The revenge that she wanted. Rosie Ringer, the woman who died case 4 and who didn't actually know Kay, but the red raincoat person set them up to make it seem like she and Kay were in letter correspondence, right? And she had a motive. She had a motive against Excelsius Winter because she said that he had killed her boyfriend. Oh wait, no, yeah, it was something Judge Gavel said. No, it was not Excelsius Winter. He was the prosecutor. No. But like she was saying that the person who killed her boyfriend was never like properly like jailed. Yeah. Right. Hey Rosie, it's me. I guess you're asleep already. Anyway, I'm here at the orphanage. Something weird's going on. President 1 is here for some reason, and there's another... Damn it! The light's out, so I can't quite see, but it looked like he was being kidnapped? Anyway, probably nothing, but I thought I should let you know. What were their sounds at the end?
The sound of death, Mr. Edgeworth.
He must have been attacked while he was still on the phone.
Agent Long, can I ask you something? Mr. Aldon's girlfriend, what was her name?
Ringer. Rosie Ringer. At least that's what I heard.
Just as I thought. Wait, you mean?
Her revenge for what happened 12 years ago.
All Miss Ringer was left with were the memories and personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Winter, she made her appearance at the auction. So she really was out for revenge on Chairman Winter, wasn't she?
Perhaps it was for his suppression of the kidnapping. Or perhaps it was because she thought he was one of the kidnappers. Mr. Odon's final call. Oh man. Footprints were a key part of this case. There was information about the shoes in the file, correct?
Yeah, let's see. They're a size 12. Feet were clean, no corns, no athlete's foot. Beige socks, thermal underwear in the same color. He dressed old guy style. Brighter socks would have really made that outfit pop. Why not live a little? And that's it for the fashion rundown. Shout out to whoever left these amazing helpful comments.
Someone wrote that in the investigation report. And I thought it was going to be a plain old investigation report. Pants off.
Somebody's dropped a yellow flower here. I think this one symbolizes the desire to steal treasures.
Okay, you can't just make these things up. What we can say is that it looks to be different from all the other flowers in the planter.
Ah, so what's it doing here?
What indeed? We should examine the planters too.
I must be right. Somebody must have stolen it. It's a stolen treasure.
Okay.
I think this one might actually symbolize the growing anger of a former prosecutor.
Okay. These planters.
According to the case file, the yard stretched around 3 sides of the orphanage. And there are 3 planters on each side.
Yes, planters arranged in a very particular pattern. One we've seen somewhere before.
Have we? What?
Was it? No. Wait. The footprints? Cause wait. Something maybe. Oh, wait. Still right in front of the planter where we left it. So, okay. So Chairman Winter was digging footprints, remember? That's why there's such a weird shape. Right? Wait. Wait. Okay, hold on. So, okay. So Warden Lagarde and Chairman Winter have some sort of thing hidden in front of one of the planters, right? And this area is and this area is the same location basically as the orphanage in the past, except now there's a big building, right? But that space that's gonna get built over soon, right? They must have had planters there previously, and the reason why that the footprints look like this is because the corner is the corner of the platforms. I might be drinking too much tea. The thing is, I'd have no idea how Excelsius Winter would even know where to dig. but I'm pretty sure he was. No, stop ellipsing me! I'm pretty sure he was trying to dig up whatever thing that they were mentioning in the letter, right? Okay.
Shame there aren't many flowers, but I guess it was the middle of winter.
Yes, but look at that one. It's bright yellow.
Weird. How come there's only one? Wait, it looks like somebody dropped it. That's a lion lily, if I'm not very much mistaken, of a member of the family Liliaceae.
A lion lily, you say?
Wait, didn't Judge Gamble give President Wan some lion lilies?
What is with the same flower doing here? What is the same flower doing here? This can't be a coincidence, can it?
I believe this particular cultivar is from Asia, where it's said to symbolize the bond between parent and child.
I wasn't aware you were so knowledgeable when it came to flowers, Francisca. Wait, you made the same comment last game.
Ha! What I just told you is common knowledge. Perhaps you just need to read a little more.
Okay.
President Wong changed after SS5 incident. I guess he felt his trust had been betrayed. I can understand that. But to cut ties with my family completely, after how close we've been for all those years. My father was desperate to make amends, to get just one chance to say sorry. But no matter how many times he tried to get an audience with the president, he couldn't. He couldn't even convince them to take a letter to him. One time, he came home covered in bruises. Who knows from where? A bodyguard, maybe? Ugh. Sorry, there's no point making you sit through old stories that won't change anything anyway.
I'll be the judge of that.
Heh, as warm and fuzzy as ever, I see. Not that I expected any different. That case ruined my father, and my family too. The people who failed to keep the president safe. That's all we were after that. He threw himself heart and soul into that investigation.
He became obsessed, in other words. Probably the best state of mind in which to undertake an inquiry.
Wow, you really don't pull your punches, huh? Look, just don't go thinking I'm only doing this because of my dad, okay? That investigation was solid. His work was meticulous and it was accurate. It always was. He interviewed every single one of those kids, and he made sure they told him everything.
I wonder if he learned anything of value. Stop. Did I connect anything? 3 footprints, 3 planters. Come on, baby. I got it. See, I'm not crazy. So that's what our monstrous hoofprints really were.
Wait, what?
Recall the arrangement of the prints. Now compare that to that of the planters. Compare it to that of the planters.
Whoa.
That's right. I believe the footprints are located exactly where our planters once stood. See, I'm not crazy! See? I'm not crazy!
So Chairman Winter was digging around around the front of them?
He was. And why might he have been doing that? We have a piece of evidence in our possession that answers exactly that question. Which piece of evidence shows why...
Take that!
Recall, if you will, the report that Warden Lagarde sent to Chairman Winter. In it, she mentioned something that had been laid to rest in front of a planter.
You think she was telling him where to dig? Wait, but why 3 holes?
Because the report didn't specify which of the planters she meant.
I get it. So he wasn't sure which one it was. Which meant he had to try and dig up all 3.
I imagine so, yes. Poor Chairman Winter.
Why go through all that trouble? What was he looking for?
I think that's about all we can learn from the scene for now.
Alright, how about I try to show you how things looked earlier on that night?
That would be very much appreciated. Would you take us back to the moment at which the victim witnessed a kidnapping?
Sure, I'll use the photograph he took. Here goes nothing. There's Mr. Aldown in the middle of the planters. And there's the president and his kidnapper out by the road.
Okay, wait, so the idea is that the kidnapper isn't the same person as... No, because in his recording, he was like, what? It would... Oh... Wait. Shit.
My father based his investigation on evidence Aldown provided. That's why he thought the kidnapping and the orphanage were connected somehow.
And how he wound up suspecting Fifi Lagarde. She was the one running the orphanage at the time.
Exactly. When the case went to trial, Excelsior's winner put a big hole in that theory.
He did?
Yeah, after all, the president and kidnapper weren't actually on the grounds of the orphanage. So it was hard to conclusively prove any kind of connection.
Huh, so they were never seen inside the gates of the orphanage.
Detectives must have got the fine evidence on the scene, and then prosecutors come along and twist it for their own ends. Winter and Lingard were working together. They had some kind of deal. I'm sure of it.
So you're saying that Chairman Winter was working with the kidnapper?
Your father was convinced that Lagarde was the culprit, correct? And you say he was a gifted and thorough investigator. Then he must have had more to support his theory than just Mr. Aldown's message, surely.
Yeah, he must have. I just don't know what it was. It wasn't exactly a case he liked talking about.
Agent Long's father, Da Long Long, trusted ally and confidant of President Wang. He discovered truths that were subsequently suppressed by Chairman Winter. Our first priority should be to find out what they were. Oh boy. Agent Wang. He was the president of Junfa even back then.
Does he look any younger? It's kind of dark. Can't really tell.
Indeed. And the situation being what it is, his facial expression is somewhat distorted.
I wonder where they took him after this.
We don't know that yet, but depending on how our investigation progresses, we may find out soon enough. The president's kidnapper. We should see if we can judge anything based on their appearance.
Roger that, Red Leader. Roger that, Red Leader. Alright, let's have a look at you.
The first thing to note is that they're holding the president at gunpoint.
Trying to look all cool and tough, waving a pistol around. Whoever it is, they suck.
Their coat and hat completely cover their face, so unfortunately we can't identify them that way.
Turning their collar up and pulling their hat down, trying to be all mysterious. I hate this kidnapper.
And they seem pretty relaxed. I don't think they're particularly nervous.
Yeah, hand in the pocket. Classic show-off move. You suck, you suck, you suck.
Okay, that's...
What? You said to judge them by their appearance.
Well, yes, but I didn't mean it like that.
Hey, that's Snowman. It was melted in the simulation of the morning after the murder, huh? And that muffler was all wet, and its little button eyes had fallen off.
Indeed. It still looked reasonably healthy at this point. Although not entirely, I can see one thing that's missing.
Oh, poor guy. I bet some kid took it as a stupid prank.
Not a bad piece of thieving, though. Maybe they had potential. You think one of... Oh wait, shit, that was... Okay, sorry.
I bet some kid took it as a stupid prank. Not a bad piece of thieving, though. Maybe they had potential.
You think one of the orphans took it? I'm not so sure. In fact, I think it was grabbed by somebody else entirely. Aha. The deuce. No. No, shut up. What? That's so old.
Eureka!
The snowman is missing a certain something, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, his right eye.
Indeed. Luckily, we've managed to locate it.
That button Mr. Aldown was holding. Get that, it's the same type of button as the other eye and everything.
And if we suppose that the button was indeed the snowman's missing eye, that presents something of a contradiction. What does the button contradict? The victim's location. The victim was clutching the button, and the button was covered with his blood, which means he must have grabbed it after being attacked. Let's run a little hypothetical, shall we? What if, after being struck, Mr. Aldown lost his balance, and reached out to grab something to steady himself, the snowman? The snowman wouldn't have supported him, so he would have grasped the button and continued falling.
I get it. So you're saying that he was near the snowman when he was attacked?
I am, within arm's reach to be precise. And he's currently nowhere near that. Wait, I just had a really stupid idea. Hear me out. What if I'll fall down was the kidnap? Hear me out. What? What? Okay. And the reason why he made that phone call was to try and give himself like a witness alibi perspective thing. Like he just witnessed the murder instead of being the guy with the gun. And then somebody saw him pointing a gun at the president, came up behind him, and knocked him out. But who took the picture? Shit, you're right. Maybe they were the one with the camera, and then they put the camera on him and made him seem like he was actually the witness. Never mind, it's falling apart. It's falling. Okay. Within arm's reach to be precise, and he's currently nowhere near that close.
Right, but his footprints only go as far as the planter. He never came back this way.
What if they weren't his footprints? I think we need to look at all the prints again.
Alright, I'll take us back to the scene when Mr. Aldown's body was found. But the footprints on the left definitely matched up with Mr. Aldown's shoes, right? So what's the deal?
Let's take another look and see if we can figure it out. Can we really be sure that these are Mr. Aldown's footprints?
Well, they're the same size, a 12, which is pretty big, and the prints match his shoes. They also go straight to the middle of the planters, where his body was found.
But as we've established, when he was attacked, he fell and grabbed the button from the snowman.
Well, being a great thief, I know a few contortionist tricks, but that would be way beyond even me. Some average Joe stretching his arms that far? Basically impossible.
I think we can be reasonably certain that the prints were made by the shoes the victim was wearing. But we can be certain that they were actually... Can we be certain that they were actually the victim's shoes? Perhaps we should take another look at them. Oh! The shoes he's wearing are a little too big for his feet? What is this? What the fuck is this? These shoes, as the case file says, they match the footprints, but... Huh. These aren't the victim's shoes. I'm sure of it.
What do you mean?
Look at how the laces are tied. Don't they look a little strange to you? What's more, they don't appear to fit properly. Snowman was the attacker and the kidnapper. Placed on his feet by the culprit after the murder took place.
So these prints, they go right up to where the victim was found, and they stop right by his feet.
But they didn't actually belong to him.
So are the prints by his head his? So are the prints by his head his? The ones that lead way and come back?
No, I don't think so. They're too small.
So neither set belongs to him. Then how did he get here?
That's easy enough. He didn't walk. He was carried by the killer. So then, where did the murder take place? Was it really by the snowman as we expect? I think Mr. Aldown's body was moved. How else do we explain the button clutched in his hand? And that would suggest that he was killed somewhere near the snowman. I better take a closer look. Every nook and cranny. Oh, the brick missing! What if it was, wait, what if it was the president that struck him? He had the gun pointed at the president, and the president's just like, and he started the phone call, and the president's like, what the fuck are you doing, bonk? No, 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 no. Oh, wait. You know what? Okay, wait. Actually, hold on. You know what? Wait. You know what's more of a plausible explanation? And which makes way more sense? So, and probably what the game is already thinking of. So, like... I'll fall down, takes this picture, right? And then after he takes the picture, he starts calling his girlfriend, and he walks outside because, you know, the kidnapper and the president probably didn't linger there for super long, you know, so they probably started walking, perhaps towards the left, right? So he calls his girlfriend and he walks out to try. No, wait, no. No, he wasn't in this location. He wasn't in this location because his footprints were never here. Wait. Never mind. What if he is the kid? What is happening? What if he was the kidnapper actually, and somebody else took the picture? What? Bro, I'm tweaking out.
Huh? Look, there's a brick missing here.
The rest of the brickwork looks fine. Strange that just this one, the brick is missing. So there are planters outside the orphanage gates too.
Oh, look, they planted stuff that flowers in winter. That flowers in winter under all that snow.
Indeed, a little frigid but tasteful nonetheless, even if this is a simulation.
Yes, indeed. A bit frosty looking, but tasty nonetheless, for a simulation. Poor snowman, he's not looking so good.
It can't be helped. Snow and ice eventually melt. That's just how it is.
And so the mysteries. All we have to do is wait. The snowman of the case will melt into the clear water of truth.
All you have to do is wait, Kay. I have work to solve I have to work to solve those mysteries.
Size 9 footprints going toward the body and away from it. The case file says they must have belonged to the murderer.
They grow fainter as they get closer to the orphanage gates.
That's just because there's less snow over here, no?
Be that as it may, it certainly doesn't help in matching the prints up with a name and face. Brick. It seems quite likely that the missing brick was the one used in the murder, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, they're the exact same shape and size.
Oh, it does connect? I think we have to conclude that the murder actually happened over by the snowman.
Right. The button came from there, and the brick too.
Indeed. And what's more, if the murderer took the brick from right by the snowman, and then tried to sneak up on the victim all the way over by the planters...
Mr. Aldown would have seen them right away.
Exactly. I think we need to update the simulation, Kay. Mr. Aldown wasn't standing by the planters. He was next to the snowman.
Gotcha. Here goes.
This is... Right, so, Wow, I can't believe those kidnappers, the kidnapper and the president never saw this happening.
Yeah, no matter how you look at it, this just doesn't work, huh?
Indeed, everybody who was present is in exactly the same spot.
So where did we go wrong?
One of the pieces of evidence on which we based our simulation must be the source of the problem. What if one of them was faked somehow? But which one is it? The photograph? Oh! Because this must have happened after he died! Because the button's already gone! So he's already dead by the time this photo was taken. Oh my, the doy! Oh my god, how did I not think of that? What the fuck? Okay.
Take that!
Wait, no, I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to pin. I just wanted to see what that emote was because it's too small for me to see. No. Why can't I? Why are you like this? Come on, Twitch. What is this? Okay. I didn't consider that. I thought maybe they just grab the stone's eye for some. Like, I don't like the look of that. Give me it. Can we really be certain that this picture was taken by Mr. Aldown?
Huh? What do you mean?
We know that whoever killed him moved his body, but why would they have done that? What if they wanted to make it seem like he saw something he didn't?
And then they took the photo to help back up the lie?
They had the president at gunpoint. They could have easily forced him to pose for the picture. But then who took the picture? He would have had no choice but to comply.
Hey, now that you mention it, they only recovered one picture from Mr. Aldown's camera, right?
Indeed. Well, I imagine his killer probably removed the film that was already in there, then replaced it with another, thereby ensuring that the only picture found was the one they staged.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So this picture was actually taken after Mr. Aldown was killed. No way.
And there you have it. The picture doesn't show what Mr. Aldown saw at all. It seems highly likely that it was simply staged to make us believe that that was the case.
Wait, so where was the president when Mr. Aldown thought he saw him being kidnapped?
Luckily, the photograph isn't the only piece of evidence we can use to try and figure that out.
Oh yeah, he left that voicemail too.
He did. I think we should listen back to it one more time, don't you? This is surely the only place where the president and his kidnapper could have been standing. Wait.
Take that!
Wait, no, I wanted to check the thing! Stop! No, I didn't get to check the voicemail! I forgot! Here, something where there's the lights out. I can't quite see, but it looks like he was being kidnapped. I'm here in an orphanage. Something weird's going on. It's here for some reason, and there's another. And there's another. Oh, the light's out. I can't quite see. Okay, so there had to be where the light was. Do I need a reason?
What, you mean you don't have one?
That clearly wasn't it.
Some of the stuff he could see, right?
He did. Perhaps we can use that to help us figure out where he was standing. Oh, because the light has to be out. This light's out and this light's out. And also, you know, the fire here kind of makes sense.
Take that!
Or not. Okay, just kidding. I'm a dumbass. That's fine. That's fine, that's fine. No, I wanted to check the court record! Let me check the court record again! God damn it! Yeah, that's what I thought too, right? You said like the light went out so that he couldn't see the kidnappers stuff, right? So I thought it would be here-ish, you know, where the burn is and where the lamp is out. But then instead I was wrong. So what the fuck? Okay, I think I'm gonna consult other Shi for this. I do not know, truly. What the fuck? The hell do you mean? He said he was in front of the orphanage. Maybe he was in front of the wall, not the building? To the right of the photo. Oh, wait. Hang on. Oh my god, hang on. There's so much I have to scroll through. I'm just very careful about not reading too much. Okay. I hate it here. It is this... Stop. Leave. It is this area, except I pressed here. What they want was to, like, right next to the lamppost. Come on, Ace Attorney.
Take that!
Recall the statement from Mr. Aldown's voicemail. Damn it, the lights out. 2 of the lights here in the yard are broken.
Yeah, he must have been talking about the one over by the building.
Alright, could you update the simulation to reflect everything we've learned?
Sure.
And there we have
it. The kidnapper was really standing over by the building.
Yes, which would certainly have strengthened the theory that they were connected to the orphanage.
So they'd moved the body and staged the photograph to distort the picture painted by the voicemail, which helped them undermine the idea that the orphanage was involved when the case went to trial.
Well, that certainly changes what this particular part of the simulation tells us. I imagine it would also affect our understanding of the scene from when the body was found.
Only one way to find out. Ready to make the jump?
To switch between the 2 recreations, I need to first press T to talk with K, and then select Switch Recreations. I'll give it a try later when I need it. Okay. Mr. Aldown wasn't killed here between the planters at all.
Then what's with this blood doing? What's this blood doing here?
Things have changed considerably in terms of what the simulation is showing us. But if we want to look more closely at this blood, I think we'll be better off looking at the simulation from the point at which the body was discovered.
Then what are we waiting for? I'm ready when you are.
Okay, I know. I just want to see what's over here first. Okay, Edgeworth, let me live my life. Oh no, I'm being shot at. No. President 1, I'll save you. Ha! Okay. Not every nook is a credit. What the fuck?
So this is where Mr. Aldown actually saw the president and his kidnapper.
Yes. Which pretty clearly suggests a link between the kidnapping and the orphanage. You can see why so much trouble is taken to suggest that it happened elsewhere.
Yeah, they pulled some really dirty tricks there. Making a photo like that? That's just cheating.
Not to mention disposing of Mr. Aldown's camera film and forcing the president to pose at gunpoint.
They must have had some... they must have put in some new film, then staged the photo immediately afterward. And if Chairman Winter was involved, he could have charged or hidden other evidence as well.
It certainly doesn't help that the SS5 case file was classified until just recently.
Yeah, but he's behind bars now, and the truth is coming out at last.
Indeed, although much still remains unclear. We need to look very closely at the differences between this and the previous simulation. Chart. Yes, I knew that. There are burn marks on this pillar here.
The report says there was a fire sometime on the evening of the incident.
Fire?
Let's see.
Yeah, this is the same, right?
Yeah, one of the orphans set a fire with some kerosene, some sort of prank probably.
They sound like a lively bunch. Possibly too lively. Seems their antics spoiled our chances of finding any footprints near the entrance of the building. Which seems very coincidental, if you ask me. There's no mistaking it. This is where Mr. Aldown actually took his pictures, before being attacked by the murderer with a brick from the planter just behind him. And after being attacked, he collapsed, grabbing... kids and their kerosene. After being attacked, he collapsed, grabbing the snowman's right eye as he fell.
Which means his body would have been here at first, and not where we thought it was before.
Indeed. We should examine the area where we previously thought it fell too. Okay, well everyone's telling me to change the thing, so... Okay.
And there we have it.
Okay, so the blood and stuff doesn't make sense here, right? I must scour the scene and inspect every nook and cranny. Blood on the snow, a lot of it. Certainly looks as if a murder occurred here, doesn't it?
Wait, but we just figured out that Mr. Aldown was killed over by the snowman, right?
We did. I think this blood might belong to somebody else. Did nobody test the blood?
What? But the police report said that the blood was Mr. Aldown's.
Need I remind you that the case was overseen by Chairman Winter? Stop. Stop. What do we trust? What do we believe? The man would have no scruples about altering the official record over something this small.
But then, why go through all that trouble? Couldn't he have just cleaned up the blood instead?
He was unable to. Think about it. He knew that this is where the police would find Mr. Aldown's body, and he knew that the police would have certain scientific methods at their disposal to look for clues.
Oh, you mean luminol? Yeah, they wouldn't have found traces of blood if they used that for sure.
Exactly. He wouldn't have been able to clean it up to the point where it was undetectable. Far easier to falsify the results of any such tests when they came back in. It would simply have been a matter of replacing the official results with a doctored copy.
So you've been looking at a forgery this whole time? That sucks. Wait, but it says Mr. Aldown's clothes were covered with blood too.
It does, and if they were, which seems entirely believable, it suggests that whoever's blood this is, it wasn't dry when Mr. Aldown's body was placed here.
I get it. Which means the other person's blood was spilled not long after Mr. Aldown was killed.
I think it does, yes. But if that's the case, doesn't that present something of a contradiction? Who the fuck died? Deduce about the blood, I guess? Those darn police and their scientific. How dare they do their jobs? I don't fucking know.
Eureka!
Oh, it does? Can't wait to hear this. Contradicts it how exactly?
Like this.
If you don't know, you can just say you don't know, you know.
I better think this over again. Damn it. Can she help me? I don't understand. What? Wait. Wait, I don't get it. Second she is not making sense.
The snow was melted by the fire, right? And when did the fire happen? We need to take another look and think about that.
Oh, okay. I think that's what they meant. Like, the fire got rid of the snow here, right? But this blood here was also like part of that. Like basically when the fire happened, the blood was already here, is the idea.
Eureka!
There's a clear contradiction here.
Huh? In the bloodstain?
The blood is clearly cut off where the snow was melted by the fire, which means that the blood in question was spilled before the fire was started.
Huh? But the fire happened before the murder, no?
If we choose to believe the case files, yes. But the fire was actually set after what happened here.
The kid who lit it might have seen something.
That's why. Then why isn't there a witness statement? Because that would have challenged Chairman Winner's version of events.
We need to know more about this fire. You.
Yeah, Shuffle.
Fire might have been reported to police, which means there might be a record of it. Go see if they have anything and bring everything you find back here right away.
Understood, Shuffle. I'll get right on it.
One more thing.
What is that, Shuffle?
Contact my family back in Junfa. Tell them to search my father's office. There should be something there related to the case.
There should. What kind of something exactly?
I told you I'd seen this scene somewhere before, didn't I? Well, I remember where. It was in my father's office. He had a picture of it. Or at least, of something very much like it.
What?
It looked like it was drawn by a child.
Possibly a child from the orphanage. Possibly even the child who'd set the fire.
It should still be there somewhere. Tell him to send it right away.
Yeah, Shuffle.
That's some fast mail. Okay. So this was where Mr. Aldong really met his fate. But he was moved in order to make the scene consistent with the staged photograph. Over to the spot between the planters.
Now the footprints. The fact that they go over there and come back.
Yes, I think that tells us something important. That they were left by whoever carried him over there. Okay. Can I connect anything? Can I connect these two? I don't know. Oh! If Chairman Winter was involved in President Wan's abduction, then it seems likely that whatever he dug up yesterday had something to do with the kidnapping.
Oh, I get it.
You do?
You bet I do. We're talking treasure, right? Loot! He must have been digging up the ransom money.
The ransom money? $100 million is an awful lot of cash. Burying it would have been a good way to keep it hidden until the heat died down. It certainly seems like a possibility.
Hee, glad you agree.
Okay, but riddle me this. How the fuck would they have buried $100 million without it protruding from the ground? Or actually, you know what? Or maybe because he made 3 holes because they split the $100 million into 3 parts or something, just so that it wouldn't look like a mound on the ground. I don't know. Also, these holes literally aren't that deep. Oh wait, no, because he maybe covered them again. Okay, wait, you know what? That makes more sense. Okay. You have never owned 100 million. Have you? I think most people have not. How old the planters are. Yes. I wonder how he even knew the locations perfectly. Depends on the game. Okay.
Careful, I'm back. I brought everything the police had on the fire, and I also brought the picture from your father's office. Oh, and one more thing.
About time. We'll give you, we'll hand it over.
Let's take a look at this mysterious picture, shall we? That's Canis! Why do children's drawings kind of freak me out? What? How do you think I can keep doing? Stop. Wait, okay, hang on. So this is Canis and President Wong. President Wong's holding flowers. Is this ship art? No, shut up. He's holding his plushie, yeah. Girl, it's a joke.
This is it. This is the picture I remember.
Can this be a depiction of something that happened on the night of the incident?
It sure looks like a kid drew it, huh?
Yes, and I'm willing to bet it's the work of the child who set the fire.
Sheriff, there's... What now? Look, you'll have to wait, okay? Well, Mr. Prosecutor.
Oh my god, bro.
Why do you think my father kept this?
I imagine he acquired it at some point during his investigation, although I have no idea why he would have chosen to keep it to himself. Would be able to take a picture. Bruh. Can we see the case file for the fire too?
Sure, here.
If you'll just give me a moment to read through it. It seems the boy who started the fire snuck out of bed on the evening of the incident, and then disappeared several days later. Stop. Is this Gusta's kid? Wait. Wait. Would this be? Would.
What? Must have been because he saw something, right?
No, a kid? Really? That's horrible.
That's sadly not imaginable. Not unimaginable. After all, I've seen it happen 2 times in a previous case.
Huh? Looks like the kid left something behind that was put into evidence. What's this?
Oh, the horn from the plushie? But that's... what is it doing in that case file?
What is it, Mr. Prosecutor? Have you seen this somewhere before?
Something very much like it, yes. We have a piece of evidence that could well be connected. Which element tied the boy left behind?
Take that!
I don't know what it is doing in the evidence for that case, but it looks like that might be the missing horn from the soft toy.
Hey, that was President Wan's.
You've seen it before.
Of course, he always kept it somewhere close by. I remember it because of the missing piece.
I see. It has a special device inside it that plays recorded sound when you twist the horn.
Hey, do you think maybe putting the horn back on might unlock more recordings?
You never know. The toy itself should still be up on the 51st floor.
Hey, you heard the man.
Yeah, sure, fool. I'll go fetch it right away. Just don't mind that other thing I was supposed to tell you. Here it is, Shrewful, the Tarasaurus doll, just like you asked.
Good work. Hand it to the prosecutor over there.
Well, does the horn found at the orphanage fit the president's plushie?
Yep. It fits perfectly.
And? Any more recordings on there?
Hi, DJ. Sorry, President Wan. It's me. Emily? Emily? I know it's been a while. I saw on the news that you were visiting the country soon, and I didn't know whether I should get in touch at all, but in the end, I decided I had to.
Turn it off right now.
Uh-oh. What's gotten into Judge Gavel?
Are you okay? Just turn it off, please.
You see, I had a baby, a beautiful little boy. Stop. Wait, no, wait, stop, wait, no, wait, no, stop, wait, stop, no, wait, no, stop. No, isn't this... Oh, wait, when did this be shot? Because he's 13, this was 12 years ago, and he's... and what... and... but... and... Stop. What the fuck? We joked, we dismissed, but in the end... No, this can't be real. I'm in a different reality right now. I had a baby, a beautiful little boy. Your beautiful little boy. He's 13. Yeah, but it was 12 years ago. It's not that far off. I don't know. I'm sorry. That's pretty much all I wanted to tell you. Oh, except I called him Sean. Ah, what? Sean Fan. It has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Sean Fenn.
The kid?
Isn't he still here? Isn't he listening right now? And also that I'll be at the orphanage on the evening of the night. I'll be waiting in the front yard. What? Who is supposedly saying that? So to the president, right? Dijun, President Wong, it's me, Amelie. Amelie. Assuming either wife, affair, I don't know, someone of romantic nature, it seems, since she used his first name first. Yeah. And also that I'll be at the orphanage on the evening of the 9th. I'll be waiting in the front yard. I thought you can meet him if you like, even if it's only just this once. But not Campbell, yeah. I know you're a very busy man, but anyway, that's where we'll be. Goodbye. It's sounding like the president's forbidden love child. This, oh my god, shit, I crashed it. No, my acrylics. Sean, this must be the most awkward thing to find out on a random day.
What? He was my dad? I'm so sorry, Sean.
Care to explain what the heck is going on, Gavel?
Sean isn't my biological son.
Yeah, no shit, we knew that already.
I adopted him.
He was aware of this.
Yes, of course. His mother, Amelie Fenn, she died 5 years ago. We were cousins.
Oh, okay. That, you know what? That makes more sense.
But we were also friends, the best of friends. People often mistook us for sisters. And so, when she died, it seemed only natural that Sean should come and live with me. Of course, we had to keep his father's identity secret, and I decided that the best way to do that would be for him never to know in the first place.
Auntie, yeah. It's quite a lot to learn from the recording made on a seemingly innocent toy. I guess Sean's mother must have recorded a message and then sent the plushie to the president.
Hey,
Yes, Sean?
you sure he was really my dad?
Yes, I'm sure. Before you were born, your mother worked for a time as a diplomat in Junfa.
Makes sense. That line of work might well have brought her into contact with the president.
What? You told me she worked at the orphanage! She did, but only after she returned. After she quit the diplomatic service. She always loved helping others. The orphanage was perfect for her.
Sorry, Judge Gavel, but I have to ask. Amelie, the lady who asked the president to come, why didn't she show up herself? Why isn't she anywhere in the files related to the SS5 incident?
She never made it to the rendezvous that night. Someone was tailing her.
Oh, okay. I'll bet that was Chairman Winter's doing, though sadly we can't prove it.
And because she couldn't make it, she never saw the president again.
Then she died 5 years ago. This can't be easy for Sean.
Hey, Sean, are you thirsty? We could go get a soda?
Sean's just like,
I've been drinking milk this entire time. My treat, okay? Come on, I think I saw a vending machine over. You think I can't buy myself a soda? This is important, and it's about me. I'm staying. Oh, that didn't work at all.
she's just like,
It's a Swiss roll, okay? You have to convince him it's a Swiss roll.
Sean, perhaps now you can guess why I met the president 2 nights ago.
so that's it. That was a big secret.
I wanted to tell him face to face that Amelie was gone, but also that you were alive and well. More than well. But I...
Makes sense now. No wonder Judge Gavel was so keen to avoid sharing the details of their meeting.
Yeah, she would have had to share the truth about Sean too. That was why I took the lion lilies with me. So there would be no doubt that I knew Amelie, and that I knew her well. These flowers bore special significance for the two of them, you see. President Wang gave Amelie a bouquet of lion lilies in the early days of their romance. But now, he too is dead. If only he had lived. Sean might finally have been able to get to know him.
Careful. I've been waiting for the right time to say this, but
What? What is it? You've been hovering there this whole time. Can't it wait?
they sent something else from Junfa. President Wan's will.
What?
The president's will, huh?
He gave my father medal after medal. They had to come up with new ones just for him. In the end, there were no medals left to give, so he made us the keepers of his last will and testament.
Yeah. Watch it be like, I hand all authority, or no. Watch it be like, the next president of Junfa will be my son, Sean Fei.
Those medals, that duty, they're our greatest pride, our family jewels. What? This is...
What is it, Agent Long? Does it have anything to do with our current case?
You could say that. Seems he was planning on publicly acknowledging Sean as his son.
Presidency works, but okay. Oh.
Sean's name appears in the president's will?
And we're certain that the document is authentic, that President Won wrote it himself.
Sure we are. It's old, but it's real. My family took charge of it back before the SS5 incident happened. I want to analyze it back home, to be sure, but I'd stake my name on it being the genuine article.
Won was a renowned world leader. A child nobody knew about would have been sure to cause a stir. And yet he chose to mention the child in his will nonetheless.
Well, that's that, I guess. I still can't quite believe it, but the president confirmed it with his own hand. There's no denying it. Sean, you're President Wang's son.
Okay.
Sean!
Oh. Sean! To be content? What do you mean? We cannot leave up here? What time is it? 11:24! Oh my god, I'm dying. I'm dying out here. Perfect. Okay, fine. Fine. I'm not busy tomorrow, so I can just do it. I can just keep streaming. It'll be fine. I'm not doing the long run. No, I need to keep my sanity. Oh my god, I'm so... they look nothing alike. What the fuck is this? You already lost your sanity with the review. Okay. What the fuck, man? Okay. Yeah, let's just stay like this. Oh, okay, just kidding. Again, oh my god, there are so many dads in this game. Just when I thought we were all done with dads, there are more dads. Just when I thought we were finished. The bad dad train continues. Yeah, right? Honestly, it's kind of shit for him to only acknowledge Sean as his son after he's died, like in his will only. As essentially he's like, yeah, I don't want to bury this truth, but I don't want to fucking deal with it. So it's like, yeah, the world can fall into chaos after I've died. Like, who fucking, like, what the? God damn it. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, the bad dad train do be continuing. I can't believe Ace Attorney Investigations 2 is just daddy issues, the game. If he wanted to keep them safe, as in, like, not bring attention to them at all, he wouldn't have named Sean in his will. Because his will would be something that the public would probably... Actually... Well, like, no. He wouldn't have said, like, something about making it known to the public that Sean was his son in his will. Or something. Because if the public didn't know, it'd be, like, a hassle to sort of deal with, considering that it seems like Sean's more of like an illegitimate child, like he's what's the word for it, like it was like an affair or something. I don't know. Was the president even married? I don't know. If the president was just single and then he had a romance with a woman and had a son, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But if he was married, it would be more of a deal. I don't know. We don't know these things. No, wait. No, sorry. Gusto's son, I think, is... Wait. Hold on. Fuck. No, it was there before. Fuck. You know what? I'm gonna go back before. They mentioned a kid who disappeared in that case. They mentioned a kid who, like... Oh, yeah. The kid who set the fire, who drew the drawing, disappeared afterwards. Yeah. So the kid who did the drawing was the one who disappeared. Right? And I was like, oh, that could be Gusto's kid. Because, well, if it was 12 years ago, he would be kind of like a teenager, right? I don't think the drawing was... honestly, the drawing was, like, pretty detailed. I don't think it would be a toddler or, like, an elementary school kid or something. You know? The math added up. I forget how old he was in the flashback during that case, but he was like in elementary school in the flashback, I think. So that plus like 12ish. You know what? I'm gonna fucking look it up. No, wait, I'll get spoilers. I can't look it up. God damn it. I'll just have to watch my own VOD later. But like I remember it looked like they were in elementary school or something. So he would be like a teenager. Yes, we'll find out tomorrow. Yes. Tomorrow it will all come to an end. I'll finally know everything. Wouldn't they be closer to 18? Yeah, that's the thing. They might be. Which would give off the question of like, wait, why are they doing at an orphanage then? And once you're 18, you can even become a prosecutor. I mean, Sebastian the Baptist is 17, Francisca's 19. Oh wait, no, not Sebastian the Best. Sorry, Eustace Winner. I've been watching a Let's Play with the fan translation. So in my head, he's like got two names. So shut. What? Why are you ellipses? About to turn 18, was informed and going to be kicked out, set a fire, and rage quit. Ooh, maybe. Yeah, I feel like. Then again, I don't even know how the orphanage system works in Japanifornia. Like, do they kick you out at 18? Or, like, or can you stay longer? Or is it, like, you have to, I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, winter is pretty direct. It also doesn't feel that it doesn't sound that good as a last name. I don't know. Yeah, but Eustace is pretty good. And Eustace Winter is useless winter. No. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna swap the title of this stream with the title with yesterday's stream, because I feel like that makes more sense. So yeah. Did we even see him this stream? No. He got mentioned though, you know, that he was taking care of his dad and Warden Lagarde. So he was mentioned and praised, but like he didn't show up. I'm like, oh okay, maybe I was only going off what happened last time, so I will switch the two titles, because in this stream we learned about a theory being true, so there's that. Okay. Bye. Cinnamon roll.